Hello survivors and welcome back to the Free Fire World Series 2023. It is week 2, day 2 of knockouts, which means we're going to be witnessing groups B versus C fight it out with B on their last legs for points and for C to finally get some points on that board. My name is Danielle and of course joining me is the wonderful, the mustachio AJ and Husky. Gentlemen, welcome back to the desk. We've got a lot to talk about because we've got one group that's almost done and one group that's just starting.
Absolutely, and I cannot wait for today and tomorrow to end. You are not going to stop hearing that.
Oh gosh, this man really...
I just want to get to the finals. Trust me, I do.
You want point rush, not the finals. You
Amen.
just want point rush.
Amen.
We have it on the screen right now. So for anyone that's just tuning into the broadcast, we are still in the knockout stage for this weekend. But today and tomorrow is the last 2 days of knockouts before we kick off point rush stage and the grand finals next weekend. I hope you all are excited for that. The point system is going to be as usual today. First place that gets the booyah will take home 12 points for the round, 9 points for second place, and as you go down you're going to be getting less points up until 11th and 12th, where unfortunately you're going to take home absolutely nothing, but you can compensate with those eliminations with one elim equating to 1 point. We do have a tiebreaker system in place in case we are looking at some tiebreakers for the knockout stage. We're going to be comparing number of booyahs first, followed by total eliminations, and then survival ranks if both teams are still tied after total eliminations.
And with today's team, we're looking at Team B, well, Group B versus Group C. And for those who need a refresher, Group B, this is the last time you'll see them for a while. Ffws Gaming, WESK, RQ Kazu, God of Wolf, CGGG, and WAG.
And of course, we do have Group C as well, and this is the team that's going to be playing for the first time this week. We've got Loud from Brazil, Esports that didn't show up last week, and I am expecting them to show up big this one. Expand from MCPS. We've got EXPS as well, who ended up last week in that #1 spot. Osaka as well as Ffws.
Yes. Now, for some people, you might be confused as to why we are saying that. We could be saying goodbye to some teams today. That is because today is the last time we're going to be seeing teams in Group B play.
Oh, yeah.
And if these teams in Group B do not make it to top 12, they are out of the competition.
When you look at the overall standings, right, you see that all the Vietnamese teams will be playing today. 2 of them will be playing at their final 6 rounds. And look at the bottom 6, Hotshot, Ffws Gaming, Expand, WASK, Osaka, and Esports currently are in the red zone. With Expand, WASK, and also Osaka playing today, and Esports.
And Esports, yes. So we've got to watch out for that bottom 6 because these teams, of course, you don't want to be bottom 6. You need to make it to top 12 if you want to compete next weekend and have a chance at that grand final. But as usual, gentlemen, we're going to kick things off today on Bermuda for teams in Group B versus C. And we are going to have some predictions come up in just a second. But let's have a quick look here at EXP Esports. This is definitely one of the teams to currently look out for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They ended up week #1 in that #1 spot with the most number of booyahs, 4 to their team, as well as 119 eliminations for a total of 213 points. I mean, they ended up week 1 on a massive but here's the problem. They didn't play yesterday, so we're still expected to see what they can deliver.
They actually don't have too big of a gap to close, right? If they keep up the performance, that's not a problem. But they also got to look at PocoStars, currently in 8th place. Average eliminations, not the highest. You only have 6 compared to other teams, but they do deal a copious amount of damage, right? 4.1k, almost 4.2k in total, averaging across 12 rounds. And you have Raz, one of the rushers, who also uses that A124, just like we saw from Stop.
They are the second best team from Group C, but being second best behind EXPS means trailing them by close to 70 points. So PocoStars, unfortunately, they really need to hustle. They are one of the teams that might just be kicked out of the competition by the time we are done with all of this, right? Because yes, we do want to look at the bottom 6, but the bottom 6 will be trying to hunt for the teams that are currently in the top 12, and the final 4 spots within the top 12. From that 9th spot onwards, they are in a lot of trouble.
And you look at the top 3 headshot stats, Abe dropping to 2nd place, Wasana leading with 59 headshots for an individual, and Sebas with 53. Well, thankfully, only Abe is going to be playing today, right? Their final 6 rounds in the knockout stage. And the good news for these teams is that as long as they make it into top 12, they are guaranteed grand finals. They're guaranteed a bigger chunk of the prize pool. And I want to quickly kind of just rehash on the EXPS point that we talked about earlier on. They are the only team who has played both days and gotten more than 100 points per day.
Yes,
so
correct.
the gap between them and first place, which is BRU, is like what, 66 points, which is very, very easy to close.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have got 2 more days to play. Buriram only have got 1 more, and currently they are tied on the number of booyahs that they have. So in every single department, EXPS seems to be having the slightly bigger piece of the pie here.
Well, I mean, they kind of earned it last week as well, right? Now, also, we did have a couple of teams on the screen right now, but just a couple of our stars that you need to watch out for. We got Ffws MK here from Poco Stars. And one thing I kind of want to talk about for Poco Stars is I feel like this team really woke up last week, right? They took a little bit of time. It took 1 day for them to sort of figure out what the flow was, to find their momentum. But then their second play day, the team really kicked it up a notch and actually proved that they deserve to be on that world stage. And I kind of have expectations here for Poco Stars. I think this team is actually going to pop off this week.
I mean, nobody expected them to perform at FFSI, right? They were literally the underdogs, and they proved everybody wrong. They ended up the whole competition in the 4th spot, and that kind of raised the bar, raised the expectations. Expectations which thus far have not been met yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we look back at FFSI, when they were still known as GRC Aphrodite, at that point of time, pretty fresh for a team, right, to play on the international, well, regional stage. I call it international because Europe was playing at that time. We had Vasto Mundo. But they came in as the 4th seed of Indonesia, and they finished 4th overall after the grand finals, which is pretty damn impressive. But right now in the 8th place, I think they can still go a bit further than what they showed us in week 1, but that also relies on certain key players, right? And that one of them was what was featured just now, and that's Ras.
Exactly. So we've got the players on the screen right now. They are prepping to get into the lobby for our first game of the day. And of course, it's Bermuda. We all know this map. It's literally the first map we're introduced to when we play Free Fire. Gentlemen, expectations, teams that are expected to perform well on Bermuda from these 2 groups.
Straight up looking at C-Triple-G and Loud, I think the C-Triple-G, without a shadow of doubt, has just been improving every single day, right? Day 1, 76, day 2, 90 points, and yesterday they clocked in 108. So if that tells you anything about this Thai squad, they are about to really crank it up to kind of like 5th gear today. But Lao also has been quite consistent, you know? They haven't scored as much points as C-Triple-G overall. They're currently in 9th place. But at least they have been delivering what is expected of them. Yeah,
those are the teams that are performing well, but will they be the ones that perform well today as, you know, above everything else, right? Mainly because the teams that are at risk of getting eliminated from the competition, I'm expecting them to get into that final circle as well. And when you've got teams who are basically just 1 step away from falling off the edge of this cliff, you would expect them to play way better than last week.
Well, I think that's the dream, right? If you play not better than last week, I think you've got a lot of issues you're going to have to deal with there. But hopefully the players, they're ready. They've sorted out their issues. They have a plan because it's really do or die for some of these teams in Group B. But the pods are going to be loaded into the plane, and we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. We are flying into Bermuda for game number 1 for week 2, day 2. Groups B versus C. Who's going to be kicking off the day with a booyah, and who is going to be kicking off the day with a disappointing performance? Because unfortunately, not everyone can be a winner. We can only have 1 team that gets the booyah, and there aren't enough points to make everyone happy.
Speaking about disappointment, the one team that has been a bit disappointing is definitely PE Sports. They've been, at this point of the knockout stage, kind of a major letdown, right? They play in FFSI. They were one of the kings of Bermuda, and it's understandable. You're playing on the world stage. Maybe there were some adjustments that needed to be made. But when you look at PE Sports' performance, they are dead last on the leaderboard.
Yes.
So if they don't step it up today, tomorrow it's going to be rough for them.
I agree, and at the same time, slightly disagree, because I think week 1 was a week of low performance for PE Sports, but mainly from the placement points perspective, right? Because they kept just running into teams, you know, unfortunate situations. They tried to split apart. They just couldn't get their formation right.
Oh my gosh, look at that center drop. Do we have 3 teams?
Yes, ma'am. We definitely do have 3 teams. And PE Sports definitely one of these 3. You've got WASK as well as Poco Stars at the very edge. And UK taking a bow very early on. Narrow goes in for the pickup, but is pretty unsuccessful for the time being. Ali being saved by Sonia.
Nice.
And PE Sports still hanging on for their dear life. They should be able to walk away with this as they down and out WASK in the 12th spot. But of course, the danger's not over just yet, as Poco Stars are awaiting an opportunity strike as well.
Yeah, and especially when PE Sports, you don't really have any utilities left, so you just have to cut your losses.
Nice.
I say that, Don't Cry finds one count
Yeah.
from afar. Loud also decides that they want a piece of this.
Yeah.
PokerStar ends up taking more damage than they would like, but Liam was able to bring Raz back, so it's not all lost just yet.
Yeah.
PokerStar's looking to disengage completely.
So this is exactly why I was going with the point that I was making earlier. I agree and disagree. PE Esports, they, for me, did very well on week 1, but luck just wasn't on their side. In fact, luck left them,
Reset.
ran away. They were outside the blue, and they kind of died to the blue multiple times, not literally. But as RRQ Kazu meets a couple of players from the side of Furious Gaming, they are able to take one away. The pursuit is there, though, in a 1v2 that they try to force out. Abe, Mini Uzi, and it doesn't get that off.
Yeah, also used his last lure also. It's pretty hard getting out of that, no problem. Razor buys it back instantly. So he even walks away with an extra point. Can't say the same for Furious Gaming, but there is a revival point nearby, so they can go for that. PE Esports still wants to continue the chase on to PokerStars.
And I don't think they're going to overexert nor overextend. They do have one backup player just holding onto the vending machine in case that little chase does go south. So going back to the conversation of PE Sports, last week, massive number of eliminations. They got a total of 49, but only 25 placement points. They did the worst in week 1 when it came to placements. But if you look at their eliminations, they're just a couple of eliminations shy from GOW that played yesterday. So this truly shows what PE Sports is capable of, but just wasn't able to execute last week. I think today we're going to see the monsters appear out here. And even if they don't walk away with multiple booyahs, I do expect to see them in that final circle a lot.
Now that you mention it, you just sort of gave me hotshot syndromes with this team, right? PE Sports. If they can stabilize their positional points, they'll be much higher up that leaderboard. So
yes and no.
Sort of, I think.
I mean, you put a 4v4 between PE and Hotshot, PE is going to walk out of the battle time and time again. I think mechanically PE is just a little better, a lot better. But
got to work on those placement
luck-wise,
points.
luck-wise, they're definitely on the same boat.
Do you think maybe the issue is that, because for PE Sports, we generally see them in very high population areas or more or less in the center of the map. We don't really see them skirting along the outskirts, trying to avoid attention. Like, is that maybe something that's holding this team back?
Holy cow.
On fire's on fire! Beautiful stuff.
Man, straight up just headshot at that, man. The guy didn't even get the parachute halfway down, but his teammates are there, no problem. This is definitely going to be a death match, and Ffws having a slight advantage because Drax now has to somehow find a med kit, or at least borrow one from his teammates, and even find a gun. But he does have a gun.
And we are also looking at the two favorites to actually win this map as well, contesting over this compound. So
I don't know about Loud. I didn't put them in the top 3 mainly because I was a little disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I expected,
Loud to be
stuff.
loud.
I expected to be able to scream for this team, although I did lose my voice last week. So I guess I'm thankful they didn't go super loud. Maybe they'll go loud this week when I've got my voice back. I don't know. I guess we'll just wait and see.
Between Loud and Magic
No.
Squad.
Oh, Mexico.
They actually found him on top of the billboard, but yeah, I think between Loud and Magic Squad, it's fair to say that Magic Squad is definitely the favorites, right? Loud is a close second. They are still trading bodies, so this is not the worst case scenario for Loud. I mean, Kawan is holding this high ground, and this is perfect. You lose Mexico, but it's fine. You still get a lot more info to work with. One more. That Sonya, I think, did go off. One more, did he tick out? Yep, ticks out. Sonya times out, 3 seconds. Can't get a reset. Now Loud now has the advantage. If Drax finds this knockout, this could be the KO on the Ffws, and yeah, on fire also knocked down as well. Ffws, they got to start running.
I mean, they had an opportunity to just play a little bit of a stalemate situation here, but they just had to go for that billboard play in a 1v2. The guy runs away. They both take fall damage, but here comes Furious Gaming as one more gets away. Loud's got a little bit of company.
Yeah, thank goodness one more has the self-pickup, so he gets to walk out of that alive. That could have been the end for Ffws. With that being said, though, Furious Gaming, they will have an extra man to work with, so they're like instantly pressured by Loud. And I do like this movement from Loud. You don't want to give Furious Gaming too much space to set up Kawan. He is in the red, but ends up winning that anyway. So that's point number 7 for Loud.
Well played by Quan there. Very close, like face-to-face CQC. It's a little bit hard to aim in that regard, but on the rooftop we do have a bit of a skirmish. And Mexico coming out on top there.
Jiggles the hell out of that. Just
come on.
counter strafe Soy de la so hard. Mexico just dropped that in, just literally parachuted down, grabbed the UMP and won that 1v1. So, man, it feels bad if you're Furious Gaming.
And Loud saying, thank you very much, sirs.
There was a full squad wipe. Was it Furious Gaming? I
Yeah.
believe, yeah. Well, that was a squad wipe. That is that doesn't feel good. I mean, Loud.
Oh no, I think Furious, they have one player left. They got Pocho at the top.
Who was squad wipe?
Oh,
team
C
is
Triple
already-
G. C Triple G.
No, they're back.
They're back?
Yeah, they're there.
Hang on,
Oh,
who
well.
got eliminated? Someone got
We'll
eliminated.
find out in a bit. Yeah, one team got eliminated. That was super fast.
Expand doesn't want to get hunted down, especially in the hands of Loud. Didn't do so well last week. One of the teams who might get kicked out of our groupings by the time we move into week number 3. Let's see if they can pick up a few extra points today. Espida is begging for the team to find some extra coins so that he can play as well.
Ooh, gotta
Nice
be
manage.
careful.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's an Arsenal.
Oh, great timing for Expand.
This is actually great. It might be able to intercept C-Triple-G at their weakest. I think Cobra might have an idea. Someone could be nearby. Ffws is already scouting, but they are going towards the eastern side though, so they might miss out C-Triple-G, but this one, PE Esports.
And
So it's
Osaka.
WASK who got wiped out. Completely slipped my mind.
Yes.
Osaka.
But you know
I don't think they're going to be able to survive this maze.
PE Esports actually has one of the 3 lowest points gathered per day. Actually, the 3rd lowest, which is 27. Second one was 25, and then the lowest was 14, held by MIBR on day 2. With that in mind, I think PE Esports has already
Exceeded expectations.
met some of those expectations, right? If you just look at that day 2 performance.
Yeah, it will also come down to their performance today as well, right? Like, we don't know how well they're going to do for the rest of today, if they've managed to figure out some kind of plan that's going to fix their issues that they ran into last week. Because everyone competing here had a week to prepare for this weekend.
Yeah, there's a mission to execute Cobra here, but Loud saying, no thank you. We're going to look for the circle. Smart play by Loud, because Expand wasn't waiting on ceremony. They immediately evacuated whatever compound they were in and tried to take that long way around into this next circle, which means they should be on the opposite side of the battlefield by now.
Yeah, I think if they go for the chase, they might just end up running into C-Triple-G again on the
Yeah.
way. So yeah, let it be. I think for Lao, they're fine. They have 8 points. There's no need to rush this. This one though, this Osaka, PE, and RRQ, this could turn bad really, really quickly.
It should have turned bad by now already. Them wasting time is not going to do PE Sports any good whatsoever. Yes, it's great to have that bird's eye view, but not so great when you are surrounded by 2 teams.
I think when you look at how Osaka is playing this out, it's just very, very patient, right? You don't need to take any unnecessary shots. Well, sure, PE knows where you are, but you also know for a fact that PE is not going to start anything unless they're really confident they can get the full wipe. Because like you are going to attract other teams, and that's not what PE really wants in that position.
And also Osaka is scared because they have lost a lot of gunfights thus far.
That's
The last thing they want right now is such an early gunfight and be Team 11 to get knocked out. So Osaka's going to stay where Osaka is right now. But C-Triple-G looking to make their way towards Peak as well. And they will have to make their way through Osaka. Is this all going to go down the drain?
Honestly, I mean, for Osaka, they are very well spread out. Depending on where C-Triple-G ends up in, you can see they actually scanned the southern side. So tagging on 2 members of WAG who are right now starting to fire at EXPS. The circle actually favoring Osaka a bit more compared to PE Sports. You have Pogo Stars on the western side.
Oh yeah!
Peter smack in the center, Lau running into GOW instead.
GOW outside the circle. This one's not going to hurt all that too much, but you do not want to
Mexico.
play a prolonged amount of time outside the circle, especially in a fight against the Brazilians.
It's a good position for Mexico to be in. If he can get an instant initial knock, this could be great for Lau. That flank is good.
Isagod!
The Skylar, the Rip Tyrant breaks down the glue of Isagod. He's
Yeah!
exposed, instantly knocked down. I mean, Lau again, the Brazilian team is one of the few teams that still runs the Skylar. Finds
that's
3
it.
in a row. This could be the end of GOW.
This is the end, my friends. GOW one final player, and we have to
So
say
well
goodbye. Team number 11 for lobby number 1 of the day. And this is why I said it's not just about the bottom 6, it's about the bottom 12, unfortunately.
That Skylar changed everything. Mexico on the flank, his Rip Tyrant completely destroyed whatever defenses GOW has. EXPS now against WAG, also a team that really wants to go up the leaderboard. EXPS actually taking a lot more damage than they want, but Caramel gets the nade and Ffws snipes Dolphin, and in quick succession, 2 members of WAG are already down.
Okay, bottom 10, not bottom 12. I correct myself. Caramel backs away from that engagement, gets picked up. Good stuff out of EXPS thus far, and that should be no issue whatsoever to dispose of WAG. One final survivor off screen, Poco, meeting the players of CGGG as well as EXPS heal each other.
Man, stop tracking his target who's literally dashing with the Tatsuya ability. He is made out of a different breed. Liam finds on fire. CGGG not having a good game so far. They are struggling. Stop now finds one more, so EXPS are not too far behind.
One more! Gets picked up. Goes back down once again. And Caramel will find the secure with the RGS 50. Lost 21. Loud now in a lot of trouble. Expand right in front of them. They were the ones who got the mission earlier on. But will the hunters now be hunted? Good cluster from Crime, and he bursts away with the Tatsuya. Glue wall melters melting absolutely nothing. Team Expand behind somewhere else, and Ffws goes down. Captain down once again. How do they survive this?
I mean, Ffws is so far forward, and again, that Tyranium just so deadly. Complete lethality from Mexico. This is the second time we've seen that ability being put to good use, and Lao, they are just about going to run down Expand at this point.
But
PocoStars coming from behind. This is a bad scenario for Expand, but maybe PocoStars can save them from the clutches of Lao, and now Lao turn their attention behind to deal with PocoStars. My man! Brings in Deuce. They really want a piece of this. And Lost 21 ends up being the first one to get taken out. Lao has found themselves in a 4-way fight.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for, baby. Duts flew in, and that got blocked down instantly. Like a lot beautiful pickup, and Liam gets the grenade and the secure as well. Lost 21 right back in the equation. Cobra steals away a bay as well. And RRQ flew in, and they are all gonna get slain out. Expand still alive and kicking, but Razor making sure he gets the revenge as well. Dragged down on the ground as Kawan surviving. 9 more HP. PocoStars try to bag all the players of Loud.
Man, Drax play a bit too long with that. Orion, he could have gotten to safety. Crime decides that nade is not worth it now in a 1v1 against Razor. Who is going to win this out though? Climb, his legs are exposed. Razor might be able to pick up some easy shots on that. RQ getting wiped out. Razor loses the 1v1 as Crime blasts him with the Charge Buster. Osaka finally having to take the fight against PE. It's actually Nuke being wiped out first. Chris blast them in the face. PE losing 2. Nero under fire. EXPS now joins.
And Loud is right back in the mix already. All of their players surviving the onslaught. Osaka keeping the players of PE Esports a little distracted as EXPS manages to bag most of them. One player still alive and kicking as Osaka gets eliminated. PE Esports, don't cry, still alive. Crime MKS gets tagged up, but stop now. Looking for that backstab. It's all about the timing. Cluster finds one, but look at Don't Cry. Watching his own 6 with those glue walls.
This is going to be tough for Lao though. They have almost nothing in their arsenal. Kawan and Drax, they are gone permanently for the rest of the round. Mexico finds the knock, but backstab by Stop. That could have been something for Lao. Casper will be dragged back up. Is lost against 3 members of PocoStars. Lao might have finally met their maker.
Don't cry.
Oh, look at that circle.
And Crime MKS is eliminated. PE Esports still surviving this. And the circle, unfortunately, ends the round for PE. EXPS looking for the booyah. PocoStars already inside of this next circle, and they want to run all the way out to meet EXPS.
CGGG actually have one last survivor showing up to the party, but how long can you hide from PocoStars and EXPS? Raz taking a lot of fire. The glue wall melt is starting to really break down those barricades. EXPS, they are trapped behind the glue walls. Now they're going to make a detour to outrun this blue. They might run to Peter though. They know that there's an extra body there. This guy shouldn't even be in this corner, so they need to take care of Peter first. And Peter facing the ramp very much, gets the reset on the Sonya. And he might have done enough for PocoStars because 2 members of EXPS are down. PocoStars going in for the cleanup. 18 Deer needs a bit of help. Receives it from 5 MKS. And EXPS, they're not long for the world. Only 1 member left standing. PocoStars will clean them up. And Indonesia scores the first booyah of the day.
Oh, what a way to start the day. I have to say, this was a storm that was brewing, especially when we started to see that four-way really kick things off going into that late game. But fantastic play coming in from Poco Stars, especially with the formation that they ran going into that final circle. They wrapped around as if they were a pack of lions. They looked so coordinated. They had their sniper in the back. They had their rushers in the front. And there was practically nothing that they could do to break through Poco's formation. Beautiful play.
Group C's on fire, that's all I can say. I mean, how many teams from Group C made it towards the final circle? Each and every single one of them, right? You're talking about EXPS, you're talking about Poco, you're talking about Loud, Expand, Osaka, as well as PE Esports. Those were the names that we were screaming towards the end. I mean, we can clearly see who was just itching to get into the battle yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, huge props to Loud as well. They're running a composition that to a lot of people, it's not the most meta one, it's not the most common composition to run. And the fact that they were caught in a four-way fight and still survived into the top 5, very admirable, right? They had absolutely nothing to work with at one point and they still were able to pull through. I think they have like, what, 15 eliminations at least? So getting knocked out in top 5 isn't really the worst. They have enough points to make up for it.
And what we just saw was Poco Stars abandoning the battle against PE Esports earlier on, and that was such a early fight. If Poco didn't do that, it would have ended right there. No booyah for them. And those are that's just one of those instances where it's just so clear, right? The decision that you make in scenarios like that decides if or not you are going to be in the grand finals at the end of the day.
Exactly. You got to pick those fights, especially in such a high tense situation here where there are still so many teams that are remaining and it's a high stakes game as well. I mean, I wish we could show all the highlights, but we can only choose some of the best clips to show. But oh my goodness. My expectations today, they're pretty high up there. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that for game number 2. But then again, you know, the teams in Group C, they're hungry for points. They want to make sure that they make that top 12. So I think we're going to be in for some very exciting games. Couple of things to talk about, right? So Husky, you did mention Loud. Loud were insane this game, right? They got a number of kills early on. I think they sat on 8 kills before they bunkered down, wait for that late game. Then come that late game, things sort of fell apart for Loud because things got very chaotic. But they seem to have this very interesting style where they're constantly buying back their players. I don't think we've seen too many teams really play this way where they really preserve their teammates. They focus more on the fights, they focus more on eliminations. Let's talk about this a little bit later on. But we do have an interview with Poco Stars. Let's hear what they have to say.
Greeting players from Free Fire Battleground. It's your host on Patira here. Hi. Before we let you continue with some more action and excitement, we need to congratulate the first winner of the day. Congratulations to Poco Star. Hi.
Hello.
Are you confident that you will get more booyahs today?
Gimana percaya diri lu untuk mendapatkan booyah hari ini?
Sangat percaya diri pasti ya.
Yeah, we very confident for today.
For today, and your team won another Thailand team in the last combat. Do you think that Indonesia can beat Thailand in this tournament?
Okay. Lu terakhir tadi menang melawan tim Thailand. Apa lu yakin bisa ngalahin Thailand di Ffws kali ini?
Tentunya pasti yakin. Lihat aja nanti di final.
Yeah. Absolutely, we can beat them. Yeah.
You can beat Thailand team.
Let's see in the finals.
Let's see. And what is your team target in day 5? Are you confident that you can make it into the final?
Oke, siapa tim yang mau lo target di hari ini untuk bisa ngelawan di antisipasi untuk di final?
Kita gak ada target sih, siapa aja kita lawan.
No, we don't have any target. All teams we can beat them. Yeah.
You're confident you can beat them.
Yeah.
Right? No expectation, but you're sure, 100% sure.
Yes.
So lastly, anything you like to say to your fan in Indonesia?
Apa yang mau lo sampaikan untuk fans kita yang ada di Indonesia?
Makasih yang udah dukung kita terus. Tetap dukung kita sampai di final.
Thanks for all the support. Keep support us until the end in the finals.
Right, and congratulations for the third booyah again. Poco Star, who will win the second game. Stay tuned. Back to you, Shoutcaster.
PokerStars off to a fantastic start, securing their first booyah of the day in a spectacular fashion as well. As we get ready to jump into game number 2, let's continue our discussion for what sort of happened in that previous game. And I was sort of talking about Loud. Husky, what happened with Loud? Like, why did the team eventually crumble, do you think?
I think it's a multitude of external factors that were out of their control, right? They just want a fair fight against Expand. Legalov decides to bring his whole squad in. PokerStars decide to drop by. And through all that, Lau somehow found a vending machine in the middle of the battlefield. They were sandwiched between 3 squads. And they were just mass buying back their teammates because they know that was an unwinnable fight. And this is why you ended up, having Colin with 7 eliminations, right? Through all that chaos, most of that gathered from the early game. So I think this is just a round where you lost because other teams happen to be there. Right? You can't control that.
But they seem to redeem themselves in the elimination factors, which is something that Loud is very good at, right? They're very good at getting those eliminations.
I think overall for Loud, they're just a very aggressive team. I think, again, the team comp is not common. Like, compared to this is probably one of the more common archetype. We see like double A124, double Tatsuya, or as Buriram have ran it last week, triple Tatsuya and one A124. You compare that to what Loud has. Loud runs like one Orion, one Skylar, right? Or it's Mexico. So that is a lot more of like a Brazilian meta, I think, because Magic Squad also runs the same thing. So I think you look at the standings overall, Loud 15 eliminations despite only getting 4 placement points.
Yeah, great stuff coming through just from pure aggression. Placements wise, of course, you are going to have a problem here. This was something that we were discussing even before the first match, where the teams who are kind of at the bottom of the overall leaderboard will be very hungry in that final circle, and that's exactly what we saw mostly out of Group C. But of course, we did have a few stragglers at the bottom as well. Teams like God of Wolf as well as Furious Gaming. Now, this is why I said we have to look at the bottom 10, because God of Wolf as well as Furious, they are not in your bottom 6, but now, now Furious Gaming has joined down there at the bottom. The top 10 from GOW onwards, MIBR, AGG, they are all in trouble.
Well, I think I believe you 100%, because it doesn't take a lot for these teams to go up, but also at the same time, it doesn't take a lot to go down. So the battle down there is going to be very significant.
I think the easier way to digest this is you look at Expand, Esports, and Osaka, right? The only 3 teams from Group C who are still in the bottom 6. If by round map 3 or 4 they don't make it to top 12, they are in danger. I think today is the chance where you start overtaking teams like AGG from Group A, right? You literally have 6 free rounds on them. So if by the halfway point you still can't match up with them, and you're still stuck in that red zone, tomorrow you're playing together, that means that you're at risk of getting eliminated. So I think for these 3 teams, they have to pick up the pace.
At the same time, though, we have to look at the teams in Group B that are actually in that bottom bracket, because they are now down to 5 games. They don't get to play tomorrow. So this is really their last hurrah.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, because yes, Group C, Expand, Osaka, as well as PE Sports, we do need to look at them, but they do have one more day.
They've got 2 days of games.
Yeah, you look at GOW, Furious, as well as WASK. These 3 teams, these specific 3 teams, only have 5 more opportunities. So it's do or die now for these 3.
Yeah, and I think to add on top of that too, like, we know God of Wolf, that Bermuda is their best map. And to, unfortunately, not do so well in game number 1, I think at this point, if you have any kind of ritual at all, you got to start doing it, because if you don't pick up these points from these next games onwards, that's it. God of Wolf is out.
They need your black magic, that's for sure.
No, I ran out of that yesterday, so it was good magic in case anyone's wondering.
PE
My
Sports.
fairy dust.
PE Sports is on the way up.
I believe you, especially after that first round.
Okay, all right.
So I think lots of potential. I'm not changing my predictions because I'm still a massive fan of these Indonesian teams. PokerStars, I'm happy with them. Loud,
so am I.
Massive potential. RRQ, they're a little sleepy today. I'll let them wake up. But I mean, they're already up there. They're already qualified for top 12.
They're guaranteed grand finals, right?
Yes.
That's a
Exactly,
given. So for them, it's like not too big of a deal, but you still have to keep that performance out. In fact, RRQ, yesterday's performance was probably the shakiest one for RRQ. They only bagged 54 points in total compared to week 1 where they had 80 and 97. Today's their last hurrah. I don't think they're going anywhere below the bottom 6, so they're safe.
Well, I mean, for them, it doesn't matter, right? Like, the ultimate goal for the top teams, top 12. Make it to grand finals, because grand finals, I guess for some teams, it's where it really counts, because that is the ultimate goal for everybody.
The most important 6 rounds of your career, right? You play an entire year for that 6 rounds. which is pretty crazy. Well, not really 6 rounds because you get 2 weeks of group stage, but if you make it to top 12, that's where it all kind of rests on.
Exactly. So as our teams get ready to jump into map number 2, and for anyone that's just tuned into the broadcast, we're going to be jumping into Purgatory for our next map as we've already concluded game number 1. We are here with groups B and C. Today is the last play day for teams in Group B, whereas for Group C, this is their first play day for this weekend. They will also be able to play tomorrow. But the most important thing here to note is that our bottom teams are going to have to play their hearts out if they want to stay in top 12 or to qualify for top 12, because today's the last day for Group B, and for Group C, you kind of don't want to flunk on your final weekend of play.
I mean, you could.
You
You
kind
just
of
don't
shouldn't.
get to play week 3.
You're on holiday for the
I
rest
mean,
of the rest of the tournament.
Depends on what the goal is, you know.
Depends on what the organizers
Okay,
say.
hang
Do you
on.
get to stay in
Hang on,
Thailand
sir.
if you don't get to the finals?
I'm just gonna say this,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Everyone is qualified for this tournament because they want to play grand finals, right? I think that's the objective for everybody. Like, okay, maybe you don't have the best chance to qualify, but that should be the goal for everybody. Make it to top 12,
I used to
play
have
in the
a
grand
friend in
finals.
school called Captain Obvious.
Oh, God.
Wow, I did not know that.
And I see some of him in you. Yes, ma'am. Of course they wanted to play the finals. Why would they not want to, right?
You make it sound like they don't want to. It's like, oh, they're just gonna stay and have a holiday.
They
It's like, come
stumble
on.
across a poster of FWS and they're like, we're gonna sign up.
How they wish it could be that easy.
How they wish. If it was that easy, we would not see a lot of teams here. A lot of new faces, even.
Alright, well,
I'm sorry.
we're getting ready to jump into game number 2 here, ladies and gentlemen. The players, their pods, they're loaded into the aircraft and we're going to be flying into Purgatory. Let's see what's going to happen. Are we going to maybe see a second booyah here for Poco Stars, or is somebody else going to emerge victorious and pick up those points and keep themselves on that leaderboard?
I want to see how Lau plays this out again. I think week 1 we talked a lot about Lost 21 because he's just a maniac.
Pull up
Yeah.
the numbers here, Husky. Who are our Purgatory leaders?
I think
Or
that's
AJ.
AJ's.
There we go.
We specialize in different parts of numbers.
RRQ Kazu, total points 65, an average of 13 points every time they
On
play
Purgatory.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not too shabby,
interesting.
honestly.
It's not too shabby.
Well, we are looking at RRQ here, so
Yeah.
we'll
Oh
see
my-
what's going to be the play. But are they actually jumping?
boy.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
Last
Well-
week, RRQ.
C triple G as well.
It's a good thing because last week RRQ got the booyah on Purgatory. C Triple G got that second place but sneaked away that #1 spot on the match leaderboard because they beat RRQ when it came to the elimination. So I guess this is a little bit of revenge very early on to make sure they walk away with the most number of points. But the question is, who gets to walk away with the victory?
I
here in
want to
this
know
skirmish?
whose idea this was to jump in. Was it C triple G or RRQ to decide to actually come into Central here? Because this isn't the first time this has happened.
Nah, Central is the drop spot of RRQ Kazu. So C
So
Triple
C triple G are trying to snipe them.
Yeah.
Okay.
C Triple G moved away from campsite and they are trying to force an early skirmish here. So can
Oh.
RRQ execute some early revenge and shut them up?
You don't see it? I'm not tripping, right? Okay. So I also RQ is not playing with Legalov this round, right? So they brought in Wings, so Legalov is gonna kind of take the back seat for a while. And it's such an early sub into the last day of the group stage.
It is.
I wonder what the dynamic is gonna be for RQ because this changes a lot. Because Legalov is one of the most experienced shot callers, right? He's been with RQ for a long time, and now he's not in the game with the rest of the squad. So you wonder who is going to be calling the shots.
Oh,
GOW
man.
finding Mr. Ali, and it's going to be the first knock.
Both these teams are fighting to make it into the top 12, but I guess they just gotta prey on each other. The survival of the fittest, especially when you are the unfortunate weak ones at the bottom. Loud, on the other hand, gonna find Poco Stars as Lean gets the secondary confirmation on Kawan. Lost 21 with the Trogon. 18 Deer will be confirmed. Poco right inside trying to burn down. What a shot by 21! And he gets the third one in a row! This Trogon on fire!
He just has the better gun. Poco Stars never stood a chance. What do you have? One sidearm and some it's
Now he just had the throw gun and a little bit share of luck in that engagement.
he just has
I
the
mean,
better gun. There's a weapon diff.
the flick at the door.
Straight up weapon diff.
But okay, C-Triple-G versus RRQ this time round. RRQ gets the instant karma assist here as Razor gets the knock and confirmation on fire. Razor, we want to see this guy on an interview segment again for sure.
Oh, definitely. Love to hear from this man. So much enthusiasm during those interviews. But also,
yeah.
I have to say, Razor, super confident player as well, because we are always seeing Razor be that scout for the team. He's always on his own, trying to get that information, but sometimes even on his own, he's actually able to nab a few eliminations. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, dudes.
I mean, WAG just sticking their noses in here where it doesn't belong. RRQ gonna find them and potentially punish them a little bit later on, but C-Triple-G now have a little bit of a room to breathe, as it is a fair fight in a 3v3. Go still going at them with the AUG. This guy.
This is
he's
a
got
dangerous place
guts.
to be in. Uh-oh, one more misses that first shot, so the window has completely
Oh!
closed. That's the second.
Oh!
That's the third trip.
Oh!
One more.
What a shot!
Someone-
M82, baby!
Someone check this phone. This guy is hacking
I love
on the
his-
world stage.
His name is literally one more. You just wait for that bullet. One more bullet.
AWM the king, but the M82 with the wall on the penetration.
Oh.
This guy.
This guy's-
And the aim.
He's too
sick.
good. He's too damn good.
He is great.
That-
oh my goodness.
That's a highlight clip if I have ever seen one.
You can't even get mad if you are if you are the ghost. Like, you can't
Nah.
even get mad at that. You're
you
like,
go
oh
back
wow.
and watch the VODs, you're like, oh, and that was actually a very fancy day.
Okay, wait. First of all, he deserved that.
He
Yep.
did.
Okay, AUG, he should have just kept quiet.
Honestly, in a public lobby, we call that hacking, but this is the world stage. He's just good. You know, he's
He's-
just good at the
He
cooking.
is just too damn good, man.
He is
what
great.
The hell?
What
That-
was that?
All right, so we did see a top-down view of where we are going to be potentially seeing that circle. It's a pretty center circle right
Yeah.
now. We haven't really seen where it could potentially go, but hang on a minute. C-Triple-G going to be running into God of Wolf, and God of Wolf is not going to be happy with this. And WASK actually being eliminated on the other side of the map.
Oh,
Our
man,
first team gone.
These Group B people
What? He
are,
had a med kit and he didn't use it, Di Kwang. Why would you not?
man, these Group B people are not making things easy for themselves. Let's put it that way.
Axel making his way back in here. So Expand still gonna play a little bit. Okay, Di Kwang gets that revival. All thanks to Volley. Too fast! One more, come on, a
Surely
flying
you get it right.
dolphin!
You get it right.
round game.
Fish out of water and you can't shoot
Okay,
it too
they got
fast.
it.
Come on,
Oh,
okay, there you
thank
go.
God.
Crime MKS saves their their water face just a little bit.
Can always rely on this man.
Actually, this is pretty important for Expand as well, because this is another team that is currently in the bottom 6.
Oh, yeah.
So this team, if they can't pick up these points this today, they're going to be in a lot of trouble tomorrow, because arguably the groupings tomorrow is going to be much worse.
That's the kind of threat if a kid hears, the kid's gonna be like, whatever, mommy.
If you, if
Like,
you end
if
the-
you don't do it today, tomorrow you're gonna be in trouble.
I
Kid's
think-
gonna be like, whatever, mommy.
And then
Have you
they
ever-
find out tomorrow. It's like, oh no. should've
Have you
listened
ever
to
gone to
Mom.
bed early because your parents told you to? No, you know, they tell you that if you don't go to bed early, tomorrow is worse. You will still stay up late.
What
Wait.
they don't know won't hurt them, Husky. It's fine.
I got raised by a good dose of Asian parenting.
Oh, you got raised. I heard it wrongly. I heard you got raised. I'm like, man, you had a rough childhood.
Let's not go there.
Oh,
PE
gosh.
Sports still alive, thankfully. They're not clunking out early today, at least not yet. WAG, those that stuck their noses into the fight of RRQ earlier. RRQ, I said this earlier, and I think I'm going to say it again. They're going to make Ghost and Squad pay for sticking their noses into that little skirmish they had with C-Triple-G earlier.
Ooh, what a circle we have. Look at where Expand is.
Closing in towards those bottom right teams. And a lot of our northern teams are going to have to go for those rotations. So some of the teams up there are going to have to slowly make their way down.
WAG is gonna start having some nightmares dealing with what C-Triple-G for sure. I mean, Dolphin is back. The rest of WAG.
Oi,
The rotation.
what?
Oh, what? I don't actually finding Caramel off screen, but WAG goes for a quick rotation. UK
Hello?
taking out Stop, so that's 2 of EXPS members gone.
Let's go, baby, PE Sports. They better make it into the finals. I'm hyping them up way too much.
Okay, hold on. So did we reiterate this on the broadcast earlier? They needed how many points to actually just make it into top 12?
They needed 55 points more than the team that was in the 12th spot when we started the day off. So they let's say they need a 100-point day for themselves.
100 points.
80 points minimum.
But they got 2 days to get that.
Yes.
No.
Well,
just for today.
that's for
today.
Expectations
Okay.
just for
Yeah,
today.
tomorrow is different, right? Because
Yeah,
some teams will be,
tomorrow-
other teams will be playing. So
Yeah. Groovy will
of
be at the mercy of PE Sports.
kind of an arms
You're going
race.
to be at the mercy of Buriram tomorrow if you're not careful. So.
Okay, hold on. To
Yeah.
be fair, Buriram was a little flat yesterday. They didn't show off as much as they did during week 1.
See, Danny, this is why you shouldn't have fallen to COVID last year. You could have come to Bangkok with us, and you could have seen it for yourself live.
Look, I'm seeing
You
it
could
with
have
my
seen
own
why
two
I'm hyping the
eyes.
boys of Buriram up so much. You could have seen it for yourself.
All right, we'll see what happens. I'm just waiting for Brazil to prove you wrong. It's fine. Or Indonesia.
To be
Well, I don't
honest,
mind.
to be honest, it's not looking good for both of them. So far, the top 2 are still from Thailand. So yeah, it's I think the closest contender is in 3rd place, and even that there was like a big gap.
Yay, we get a rematch. Let's go, baby. C-Triple-G stuck outside. RRQ, a little bit split apart. Wings. I don't think that's the kind of guns you want to have when you are split apart from the rest of your team members. Speed tagged up just a tad bit. Abe, not really in a situation where he can hop into this battle just yet. Needs to call upon Duts and Razor, who are circling around. But do they want to give up such a beautifully set up defensive compound?
Oh, let's go a bit. The angle is a bit skewed,
Oh,
but was able to tank up
Abe.
a shot from Abe. So not too bad after all. Wings, in fact, the one's taking a lot of that damage. So
Oh my.
gets knocked down. On Fire actually gets him. Oh, this angle. On Fire is making God's work right now, but Abe still trace Peter back. And RQ gets Wings back up.
Oh.
And they might pick up Peter on the way.
Oh.
Abe will confirm that.
Big damage. These 2 Titans trying to get into position here.
Look
I
at
think
that.
it's going to come down to
Oi.
On Fire. If no one contests On Fire, I actually think RRQ is in a terrible place.
1v2, look!
Oh!
Says hello, my friend. Razor goes down, M1817 in hand. He needs a 1 more pump. Circles around. Razor has a shotgun as well. And it's a good glue wall. Looks still with the opportunity. 1 more pump can get the job done, but the glue wall stops his pursuit. And Abe backs away, M1014 in hand, and Wings gets clipped from the back.
That might be
C-Triple-G, look, needs 1 more maneuver in between these containers. Doesn't go for it and calls upon the backup.
There's a 4-prong attack from
Oh.
C-Triple-G. They came in from multiple directions. RQ Kazu obviously was not ready, but Abe getting 1 more. That's a good start. Abe needs a lot more than that. Look, actually dashes into his own glue wall. Now got to deal with Abe, who has full health, as Dudes is beyond rescue. So it's a 1v2. Abe laying it out on the line.
Can he
Look
make
losing
it
health.
work?
The bait and switch from C-Triple-G is between Look and On Fire, and Look is starting to back off. And On Fire will be the one to deal with Abe.
Luke says, look, I didn't sign up for this.
Uh-oh.
And PE Esports, they were hanging back earlier on, and now they say it is time for us to say hello to our little friends from across this battlefield.
Oh, look at that.
C-Triple-G and RRQ. They've left a 1v1 here. Abe blocks himself off with a glue wall, gets
He's
tagged,
gone.
and sets up a double glue for himself as Peter gets brought back alongside 1 more. Here comes PE Sports to end the run for On Fires. Beautiful stuff out of UK. Drogon on the double nade. Beautiful secure as well as Caramel's back.
Look who's coming into the action as well. We've got Loud Esports just over PE. So PE Esports, if they're going to want to get out of this alive, they need to get past Loud.
And remember, Loud is one of the few teams that runs the Skylar. So all these glue walls are not as durable as PE Esports would like them to be. Hong Ang will be the one trapped out in the open, as the rest of his team will be able to kind of cross over into the safe zone. Hong Ang still on the run. Lau can't really get him, but they will be able to isolate him in the blue. So let him tank the storm a little bit, take that chip damage. Lau sends out the UAV, and they are also going to reposition.
C-Triple-G backing away. They've hit that revive already. But the players that are making their way back towards that survivor, towards that reviver, have got not much loot on them. Stop on the other hand. Up against 1 player from the side of Boko, and it looks like 18 Deer couldn't really do much.
Raz actually got a knock on the other end. This is a split fight. Raz getting due again. But of course, he has a lot more work he needs to accomplish, right? They are both tanking that blue zone. And Duke got knocked down by the play zone. This is not good. Raz, how much more can you do for your team? Caramel starting to evacuate the storm. C-Triple-G now having to deal with PE Sport. They just revived, so not much arsenal to work with. Look is going to barricade himself. It's as much glue as possible. They will just brute force that down. Completely bulldozing Look. C-Triple-G losing one of their members.
PE Esports now coming across. A couple of players from the side of C-Triple-G. On the opposite side, we've got Expand. Waiting for a couple of encounters for themselves as well. Off screen, we have got team. Why are we missing all these fights?
Uh-oh, there goes Poco as well. Lots of teams being eliminated, unfortunately. Looks like this might just be it for Furious Gaming as well, gentlemen.
Nady!
Taken out as well. Loud is actually doing another fantastic round for this team.
Oh, yeah.
8 points. The entire roster is here. They're in a pretty good spot to come in a very clean angle into that circle. The only team they have to worry about really is possibly Osaka and WAG. But look at this though, Osaka going on top of WAG. Uh-oh.
And Krillin just backed away, so WAG down by one man. And the guy's not going to rotate back. He was looking for the circle. Dolphin, a fish out of water once again. Cyrus backs away. Goes, opportunity. Justin moves on forward. Goes with a grenade. Cooks it up. Goes for the toss across. And it finds no one.
Yeah, Expand is actually starting to fire at them. And look at Lau! Again! The Skylar Riptide Raider breaks all the glue walls on the defenses of WAG. They are all starting to crumble. Osaka taking some damage also. Justin brought back up the rush from Chris to take care of the Ghost. And Lau, they can do this all day. They have a vantage point. They can overlook WAG. They can see Osaka. But the most important thing is they need to find cover, and that's what they'll do.
7 more teams in circle number 5. This is too crowded of a space, and we need to down this by at least 3 more teams before we get into the next one. Lost 21.
Time to
Down
move.
Beautiful follow-up. 2 players down, and GOW with a full team revive.
There's no escaping this. I think Osaka will just end up being 3 points. Look at that Riptide Raider! Look at Mexico! With the assist from afar, just completely destroys any chances that Osaka has. But Osaka is also starting to come under some pressure. Loud kind of experiencing the same thing, but they gotta take care of Osaka first.
Expand trying to chip away at a couple of players from the side of WAG and Osaka, but the elimination will still be claimed by Loud. Too fast, knocks one more down onto the ground. C-Triple-G now in a scuffle against Team Expand. Loud continues the onslaught. Justin, that just doesn't find the connection. Now lost to anyone, switches out to the Drogon. Kawan with the Bison in hand. SMGs more than sprays, and Coles goes down. WAG taken out in 7th.
And they're literally farming points right now. 13 eliminations and wiping out Osaka. Lau still very, very healthy, but they're up against Expand again. The Riptide Raider sent out by Mexico to melt some of those blue walls, but this time, not all of them goes down. So Expand still has some cover to work with. C-Triple-G on the high ground. One more. Loses his footing. Falls to his dad, Peter. Might join him very soon. C-Triple-G had no way out of this. And it's GOW with sidearms taking control of this high ground.
Yeah, there's the last second revival there for the full squad of GOW, and they are going to try to find their way around with just the secondary, but now Loud in a all-out skirmish against Expand. And Expand with a double nade. Prime MKS courtesy of that. But too fast now. He should be the savior of the squad. Can he back away from all of these blue walls? Here comes the Vietnamese squad as well as Loud gets taken out in the 4th spot. 3 more teams alive and kicking, and PE Esports looking for the booyah.
Yeah, Expand, they only have 3 men left, but PE Esports are just bombarding them with utilities. This is not going to be easy though. Crime MKS, can you pull out another miracle? Those blue walls are starting to go down soon, and PE Esports is just not letting them breathe. Crime MKS dashes out with the Tatsuya, switches into the Charge Buster. PE Esports trying to pincer him in. Don't cry narrow, they both get one, and Expand are going to meet their end. There's no more members left for them, and it's just the end from GOW. What else can you do? PE Sports, they might as well just be given this booyah, and they will earn it 10 eliminations and 12 points.
I don't know about the Ant's final move there. We do need to double check if or not he is allowed to do that, but it's a great round from the Vietnamese squad of PE Sports. High five, Danny. And this is exactly why we've been saying we need to bet big on this squad. Today is the day. This week is the week for Vietnam, for PE Sports to rise to the top. And even if they cannot get to the #1 spot, they want to get into the top 12. And it's a team that has got the quality to get it done. But Brazil was loud.
They definitely did better than their day 2 performance already with this round. Let's get that out of the way, right? They only got 27 points on day 2, but they've done more than enough in this first 2 rounds. So PE Sports really on the rise, enough to break the record of their day 1, which is 47 points. They are halfway there. But like you guys mentioned, Loud is just another
They're loud today.
another monstrous round from the Brazilians. Who cares about placement points when you are making up for that with eliminations?
Well, I think this is the strength of Loud, right? They are really, really good at these skirmishes. So you've got to sometimes play to your strengths. Of course, as usual, if you can fix your weakness, that's going to be an extra bonus for the team. But for Loud to get this many, I think they went down with, what, 13 eliminations? 13 or 14 when they fought Expand?
Yeah. If
So-
they got through Expand, it would be another record-breaking round for Loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the team is doing fantastic for points. I don't think we're worried about Loud at all. It's just, is P Esports going to be able to continue this run to firstly get these 50 points and get more points on top of that to get that top 12? Because AJ, 100% agree with you. This team has really woken up today. They have awoken. I don't know what they've done, if they maybe had a special blend of coffee, but they're really showing up today. And there's a good chance they're going to knock someone down.
You see, Danny, you asked your question, but I already gave you the answer.
Yes.
It's not a question of can P Esports make it. It's how many games is it gonna take for P Esports to make it.
Well, let's take a look at some of the statistics for P
Yeah.
Esports, right? So we've already done our first 2 games of the day. Next map is going to be Alpine. It'll be after a break, but how does this team normally do in Alpine? Is it generally better than Bermuda and Purgatory?
Honestly,
Purgatory is their best map.
yes.
So
It used to be Bermuda, and I can't give you a direct answer
Sure.
because if you look at the performance on week 1, I want to
It
use
was-
words that I'm not allowed to use on broadcast. They did not do well.
Understand.
But it is not a benchmark for what we can expect from them this week. Because I think P Esports was just a tad bit nervous. I mean, they had a great mechanical play. They were really farming those eliminations, but they just kept running into a string of bad luck. As we can see, those bad luck doesn't seem to be cropping up all that too much in this week. But of course, let's see exactly what Miss Odd Patira can take out of our winners in this interview segment.
We have witnessed some jaw-dropping moment, haven't we? As they gear for more, we need to chat with another winner from another team from Vietnam. Congratulations to P Esports. Hi. How are you feeling today? Are you confident that you can get more booyah rather than the second game?
Em có tự tin là sẽ có thêm booyah không chỉ mỗi trận này không?
Dạ em nghĩ là nếu mà có booyah thì phải cần sự may mắn à.
He think for booyah they also need luck as well.
Right. And although you are the seed 1 of Vietnam, but this is only your first booyah in Free Fire World Series. What your team need to do to become better in the last 2 days of the knockout stage?
Mặc dù team mình là đội top 1 ở VFL nhưng mà tại sao đến bây giờ mới có booyah? Và em nghĩ là team cần phải làm gì để có thể làm tốt hơn trong 2 ngày cuối cùng của vòng knockout.
Dạ tụi em nghĩ là cần phải tập luyện nhiều hơn à, tại vì bọn em dạo này bắn khá là mất liên kết.
They think they need to practice more intense because right now sometimes they are disconnected between the team members.
Right. And what is your team target in day 5? Are you confident that you can make it into the final?
Mục tiêu của team mình trong ngày thứ 5, ngày knockout thứ 5 là gì? Và em có tự tin là sẽ vào được vòng chung kết không?
Dạ em nghĩ là mục tiêu của tụi em là sẽ được 70 điểm ngày hôm nay à. Ngày mai 50 điểm nữa là chắc chắn sẽ vào chung kết à.
Their goal is to get at least 70 points today and 50 points for tomorrow, and then they can surely be in the final.
Right. And do you think that all 3 Vietnam team can be qualified to the finals?
Em có nghĩ là cả 3 team Việt Nam sẽ được vào vòng chung kết không?
Em nghĩ là có thể và chắc chắn à.
Maybe for sure.
Maybe for sure. We have to wait and see. There's still some more games to do, right? And anything you'd like to say to your Vietnamese fans who are rooting for you now?
Đôi lời gửi đến fan hâm mộ ở Việt Nam.
Cảm ơn mọi người đã luôn đồng hành cùng bọn mình trong thời gian vừa qua. Bọn mình sẽ cố gắng hết sức có thể à.
Thank you for supporting us, and we will try our best to reply you guys.
Right. Best of luck to P Esports. Thank you so much. Back to you, Shoutcaster.
Congratulations once again to P Esports for a fantastic opening 2 games so far and also getting their booyah. AJ, I feel like you need to say something.
Whenever On says, back to you, shoutcasters, and then she flashes that smile, I feel like she's directing it straight to me.
Sure.
The producer in my ear just said, stop dreaming.
I can hear everyone losing their minds backstage too, so...
That doesn't... No.
Moving on, gentlemen. We're gonna take
No.
a look-
Let's okay, wait. Let's talk about this guy first.
Exactly.
Again, we've got a
Lost
player
21.
from Loud making so much of noise out there. This time, 2 of them in our Lips leaderboard.
This guy almost single-handedly destroyed Poco Stars.
He did. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, those
Yeah.
those 2 shots in the early game. I mean, he single-handedly did. It's
Okay, so
fantastic.
this is where I want to see the MVP, spot be a little bit more flexible.
Yeah.
I think the player from Loud
Lost
totally
21?
deserved. Yeah, Lost 21 totally deserved the MVP
Sure.
for this round. Because, I mean, clearly the best performer out there, super crazy flashy plays. And dude, we're going to get a lot of highlight clips just from him.
I mean, not just from him. I mean, from Loud in general.
Honestly,
His team is great.
Group B against Group C is like a highlight machine, right? There's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many things
Yeah.
happening. I see Tribute, one more had one. Lost 21 already have another. Mexico had a couple.
Yeah.
This guy's also playing out of his mind. But for PE Sports, funnily enough, the fact that they got 10 eliminations and a booyah, the average damage dealt by each member is actually fairly low for what they achieved at the very end.
Look at Loud.
Oh, yeah.
Making some noise. Just 1 point away from PE Sports, who did get the booyah for the round, but who freaking cares if you can get the eliminations and keep yourself up there. Loud doing a lot of work, but down bottom.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
we've got a couple teams that are going to be not too happy with the points after that round.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got some big names here, but mainly WAG, Furious Gaming, as well as WASK. These teams cannot afford to just be picking up scraps here and there. Of course, WAG, the one that is at least of risk here. But if you look at teams like Furious Gaming, WASK, yeah, now's not the time to be sleeping out there, right?
No.
PE Sports, on the other hand, they were dead last earlier. I said it, and even the player that got interviewed said it. We are confident that it's not an if, but, or maybe situation. That PE Sports is going to get into the top 12. But whose spot are they going to take?
Also, if WSK doesn't make it in the top 12 by the end of round 4, it's over for them.
I think it is, yeah.
There's no more chance.
Bro, there's no way they get into the top 12 by the end of round 4 if they continue playing like that.
And that's the reality, right? Like
Yeah.
if they don't pull out 2 monsters round, actually if they don't have good rounds from round 3 onwards,
I was
this
going
is
to
the
say,
end.
I actually
Yeah.
think it has to start from round 3. If
Yeah.
you've got to step it up, it's got to be now. Because if you don't do it now, when? Next year.
PM me, I'll give you the drop spots of all of the teams so you can go somewhere where you can be alone. A quick short break, we'll be right back.
Hello, survivors, and welcome back to the Free Fire World Series 2023. We are back after our first 2 games of the day, meaning we are ready to jump into game number 3 that's going to be on Alpine. My name is Danielle, and of course joining me is the wonderful and the mustachio AJ, who is a little bit upset over there, and of course Husky. AJ, do you want to explain what's happened here?
Look, I clearly said WASK Furious Gaming, today's the day where they gotta go all out.
Yes.
They're at the bottom 2.
WSK has
hang on.
0,
It's
Furious
not-
Gaming has 8. This is unacceptable!
Oh, God.
Bottom 2 in terms of points garnered over the past 2 rounds.
Yeah!
Yes. That is...
That's an average of 0 points
That's...
for WASK.
Wow, I didn't know that.
but yes.
I used to have a friend in primary school called Mr. Obvious AJ.
Oh, gosh. Here we go again. So...
I learned from the best.
Moving on, so we're ready to go into Alpine for our third map of the day. Just a very quick, I guess, recap from what happened before we went for a quick break. We did mention, especially from these bottom teams, especially in Group B,
Yeah.
if you don't start picking things up after Game 3 onwards,
Yeah.
you are basically out of the competition.
Yeah, no pun intended with the top 3 rescues, right? One was constantly picking up all of his team members out there, and it clearly has served C-Triple-G up pretty well. I cannot say the same for AGG though.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for AGG in that circumstance.
They keep picking them up, and they keep getting knocked back down. It's a mean world.
Honestly, I
Well,
mean,
Free
there's-
Fire is a little bit cruel. It's free for all, man.
at least for AGG, they're not really in the red zone. Right? They can still fight tomorrow, right? There's still a good, decent chance for them to make it.
Sure, I think the fear, not just for AGG, but some other teams as well, right? The consistency, like you can't rely on consistency anymore. You really actually need to step it up.
Yeah. I mean, if
Why are you laughing? What's going on?
no, I'm paid more than simple yeah answers. So C-Triple-G,
Yeah.
I'm expecting them.
Man.
Now I was shocked by the top 3 picks. Okay, how come you guys don't think C-Triple-G is gonna do good this time?
Well, okay, the teams are a bit, for me, they feel a little bit flip-floppy. It's like, okay, they're a good team. Okay, they're great, but sometimes they seem to
I'm
be a
hurt
little
on behalf of
flip-floppy.
C-Triple-G.
It's okay, you can cheer for them for me. Because apparently I appear to be cursed. Everyone that I touch just seems to like disintegrate. So
I mean, they got 10 points in the first round, 13 in Purgatory. I'm expecting an upward trajectory. The next one, booyah, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I think for Alpine, my top 3 doesn't have C-Triple-G, but that doesn't mean that they're not a good performing team, right? Top 5, probably yes.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
whenever you come to Alpine, I'm always looking at Expand, because this is...
well,
Okay.
I
this
think
has been their staple.
Yeah,
you both
yeah,
picked
yeah.
Expand, right? Because I saw Expand. But AJ, did you also pick Expand for your
Yes, ma'am.
prediction? Okay, so I think we've had this discussion last week about Expand and their success in their region, at least,
Yeah.
on Alpine.
Yeah.
And they've even shown us some sparks, some light, some potential, I suppose, on the world
You're
stage.
so
but
kind. They have been doing very badly so far.
not the best.
Okay.
But I guess
No,
the
no,
good
no,
news...
okay.
Yeah.
Not
Thanks.
that badly, but yeah, pretty badly.
The good news, at least, is that
Yeah.
they're doing apparently better than last year, because I know you two definitely watched the boys
Yes.
compete last year.
Yes.
This year seems to be a big improvement.
Totally.
But we also did identify some of the issues for this team, right?
Yeah.
And one of them being that Too Fast seems to be so important.
So fast.
He dies fast.
Yes,
That's probably the best way
unfortunately.
to put it. And every time we see Too Fast get eliminated, if he's the first one eliminated, I can't
Yeah.
speak today, Expand just crumbles.
How
do you fix that?
I've got a shout out for Too Fast. Too Fast.
Don't die too fast.
Stop becoming too soon. Okay.
Oh my God.
Nah, I mean, because in Malaysia, in the
It's
MCPS
true.
scene, whenever you say too soon, the
It
boys
means-
just
yeah.
mean, yeah, you left the lobby too soon.
Yeah.
You know, and every single time your in-game leader leaves the lobby,
The team follows.
the rest of the team follows suit. Yes, sometimes we see Cobra, sometimes we see Crime, just trying to play the game of survival, but you are no Moshi out there, not yet. So
Yeah.
the best way for a team like Expand to really survive in these lobbies is together. And the decision making to disengage from these battles needs to be a little bit. They need to be proactive with some of the
Yeah.
setups. But I think they've been. I mean, okay. You see, whatever I'm saying about Expand right now is kind of mixed up, right? Because here I am putting them in my top 3, and here I am also saying that they did terrible last week. But it's exactly what I said for PE Sports. Last week was terrible for PE Sports, but I can bet they will get into the top 12. And in that exact same way, I am very sure Expand is going to do very, very well in week 2.
I think for Expand, When you look at certain teams, there are subs, right? Like for example,
Yeah.
RQ have finally brought in Wings for the first time to
Yes.
replace Legolas. It happens a lot for the Latam and Brazilian teams.
Yeah.
But for Expand, they have Ffws with them, but their circumstances is a bit different. It is not a tournament where I believe you will want to bring in Ffws, and
No.
this is not, to say that he is not a good fit, but in this environment, I think he definitely is not accustomed to it yet. So you are constantly playing with Crime,
Yeah.
Ffws, Excel, and Cobra, and that makes it even more pivotal for you to be at your best.
Yeah.
And Ffws, I think he has definitely grown as a leader over the years.
Yes.
But the one thing that he definitely is not is a
A
good
rusher.
gunfighter. You
No,
know,
no,
he's
I mean-
not the best at overall gunfights. I think when you say mechanical wise, you definitely put Cobra and Axel on top,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Crime. But what Ffws has is that vision, right? He has the foresight, and I think if he can,
He
like AJ says,
visualizes
stays
the
alive.
fights.
Yes,
Yeah.
if he can stay alive long enough, I think that's where Expand shines.
Totally agree, 100%. He is the brains of the team. That's why you can't get him taken out a little bit too early. Then it's a tad bit more difficult for them to get into that final circle. But Justin lost here for Osaka, but there is a good recovery from Esteban as he saves his friend from the brink of obliteration. EXPS, on the other hand, were able to get a knock, but no claim on any lives just yet. Poco Stars sending one scout into this blue circle, and Osaka hoping to walk away from all of this alive.
But see, for Osaka, if they can catch in a couple of points, it's actually not too bad. Loud already finding their first blood, Cowan finding that, but it's up against WAG, so that is also an important match, important fight to look out for. Krillin should be able to bring the ghost back. Yep, as Cowan gets knocked down, this is then between them and WAG.
Oh!
The reset secured by Dolphin. So WAG now have an advantage. Furious Gaming also in the vicinity, so Lau, you gotta start bolting out of there.
Let's see if they can survive this scuffle as Cyrus finds one with the Bison. It's just a player from the side
That's
of Furious
it?
Oh
Gaming.
no.
Wow.
Loud out in 12th, unfortunately. And in the very same time, Cobra finding a player from the side of Furious as well. Furious is just all over the map.
Yeah, that reset for Dolphin made
Oh
the,
my,
made
Pocho
the
as
world
well, come
difference.
on.
Wow, man. Expand is cleaning up house, so a couple
Oh,
of free
yeah.
points for them due in our top MVP title holder at this point of time. EXPS, they do have the full squad. This is a high tier loot zone. And wow, the first shot actually lands on them.
Oh.
Two in a row, okay. That's three. Completely deadly from Dew.
Dude, 1v4, man. I'm still waiting, bro. So far, it has been pretty disappointing, Mr. EXPS. But Dew has promised us big stuff.
No, Osaka gets to relocate a little bit, so at least you take out a bit more space.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Stop getting bombarded quite a lot by Osaka. In fact, forced to move a little bit. Look at EXPS shifting onto the eastern side of this compound. So Osaka gets to take over a big chunk of this area.
Wagging their tails all the way towards the next circle. Loud and proud for taking Team Loud from Brazil out of this lobby number 3. Expand off to a great start as well on a map. Husky and I expect them to get into that final circle. But fingers crossed the team doesn't get into more scuffles. Can't say the same for Poco as Peter finds an early confirmation. Show me some fights, Mr. Observer.
Oh, we're gonna get one right now. Casper against Esteban. Dew finds an easy one. Gonna swap his weapons a little bit, in fact. Confirming the first elimination, so Osaka now on the back foot. There is still some room to back up, but Osaka seems really wanting to stick around, and Dew is getting a lot of distance and room for his team. Caramel finding Chris already, so that's elimination number 2.
Oh.
Osaka, they are losing time and losing opportunity, and the window is closing very quickly. Stop! Almost pulls off a 1v2, but he's done enough for the rest of his team. It's now Casper to pick up the pieces, and Cole's trapped all alone to deal with Casper. They can just take their time. There's no need to rush this.
Goes out the window, but is met by Caramel instead, and the Bison continues to punish the guy. AC-80 in hand, tries the double shot, doesn't find the connection. Coles, opportunity, CQC,
Oh!
and he gets a headshot onto Caramel, but the numbers are going to be overwhelming. Coles trying to hold on for his dear life, gets the reset. But Dew says held to the no, and OSK taken out in the 11th spot.
If he could just knock out Caramel just now, he finds a reset, at least he will go out with one extra point.
Yeah.
So slightly unlucky for Osaka. As the bottom 2 team confirmed, And also with some stats on our screen, Expand, one of the teams with the
Wow.
lowest revive. So a lot of times when Expand runs into a fight, they get wiped out. So we don't really see much chances of them getting to get the teammates back.
No, it's just Expand going in guerrilla style. They say they don't believe in revivals, pickups,
YOLO,
whatnot.
you only live once.
Yeah,
Why are
YOLO,
you
bro.
reviving?
MCPS for the win. They're just gonna go rushing into every single battle. They just want to see if or not they can get into the top 12 without any revivals.
I think the issue as well with the team is that when Expand fight, I think you said it perfectly, they fully commit to the fights. They don't, not like a few other teams where they'll have one person run off to try and go for a full team revive.
Yeah.
They all fully commit, and then if everyone's committing, who's reviving?
Yeah.
Nobody. So
Yeah.
I wonder if that's something that Expand will have to consider moving forward, because I think not executing that style of play is hurting them more than...
Nah, I think we hit the nail on the head in the first part of this conversation, where if Ffws is going to survive, if Ffws is not the first person getting knocked down, you're going to see a lot more revivals. The problem is Captain goes down first, the whole team goes down
the
in
ship
shambles.
goes down with him.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, yeah, you're not going to find any revivals there. But if Ffws is that final player, he usually is tasked with that revival objective, and he gets the job done. He is the backup player. In fact, one of the best backup players out there. He used to be very dominant when the grenade launcher was still very much in meta. I'm not going to say the grenade launcher is not in meta, but he just hasn't mastered the Trogon as much as I expected him to, which seems to be still pretty much, you know, a obliterating machine in some of these other players' hands.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular weapons, right?
Oh,
WAG actually finding a free pickup. That's 5 for them already. WAG waking up and immediate retreat from Expand. They don't want to hang around.
well, at least the good news for Expand, it wasn't too fast, so the team will at least be able to get out of there and hopefully get that revive up onto Cobra. But we did see that circle, so the circle is homing in on Forest Red. We are still not 100% sure if we're going to be possibly touching any bodies of water. It's a little bit early to say, but these teams are going to have to start moving into that safe zone and figure out where they want to camp as the circle closes in.
Yeah, if you're WASK, you don't shoot. You just stay quiet until that final circle. They're going to send a UAV out. Get a little bit of extra information here for themselves. C-Triple-G, on the other hand, they do have this high ground. They take UAV out of the equation. And on fire, Farmas in hand should be able to deal with pretty much all of this mid to long range engagements. And C-Triple-G can just go in here for a flank setup and punish WASK, but they really don't need to. With this bird's eye advantage that they've got over WASK, they just need to wait for them to make a move.
I think the good news for WASK is that they're guaranteed 1 point this round.
That is
And
the-
also they got 1 elimination, so they're guaranteed at least 2
Okay,
points.
hold on. For now, because I actually think WASK are going to play ultra safe this game. I feel like they're going to focus on placements. They won't really focus on eliminations until the late game, but that's assuming they survive into the late game, because that seems to be an issue for this team.
BE Esports continuing the onslaught. Off screen, Liam getting knocked down onto the ground as well, but Ffws, as quickly as his brother was lost, gets revived. All thanks to that vending machine. GOW now, right behind, hearing all of these gunshots. Want to check out exactly what's happening here at Garrison, but if I was you, GOW, I'll continue moving around
It's a
them.
very late rotation from GOW also. As if, like, PE is already rotating, moving quite late, but GOW, they're going to just drive right by, so nothing much is going to happen. PE Esports have no way to intercept this. GOW making it into this, making it past the blue finally into the safe zone.
Very
For
smart
now.
play. Very, very smart play by GOW.
Wow, they're trying to expand. Axel, first point of contact.
Uh-oh.
High ground might be lost a little bit. GOW, Dian getting enough info for his team, but now expand. Basically gatekeeping this area. You have to somehow stop GOW.
You got a weapons bunker here to work around with as well, so you are going to expect a little bit of a upgrade in terms of firepower from the MCPS squad. One shot takedown on that UAV, and very smart play by Expand, sending a UAV to check their 6 as well. That's going to scan the players of WAG if they don't shoot it out of the sky. If it does get shot out of the sky, they know they can expect some company there.
At least they know.
Definitely.
I think WD shot it out as quickly as it was sent out. So this could turn into a 3-way fight depending on what WAG wants to do, but I think in their position they probably won't move too much.
Yeah.
Ffws Gaming brings back the whole team as well. Pogo Stars to the south.
Every time we see these revives as well, it's going to be another point, another body for these teams, especially with how hungry some of these teams are to get those points. Every elimination counts, and we are going to be seeing the next movement for that circle, and it seems to be more towards the eastern side, northeastern side. Oh, that is terrible for teams that are on the west side of that river, so they're going to have to try and find a safe way across.
Furious Gaming in a lot of trouble as Expand has made it very clear that they want to take over Militia, but RRQ has got the exact same idea. We're going to have an all-out battle. This is a rivalry that has spanned across many years. MCPS against their very close friends and enemies, the Indonesians RRQ.
RRQ was the team that stopped Expand from a finals appearance last year as well. So you see Expand, they know that there's going to be a team behind them. They start falling into that compound. They need to exert some sort of control. They need some sort of cover to work with, or else it's going to be a very tough fight. PE Sports making some contact against WAG. And only a small shack to work with. WAG repositioning, and now they get to keep PE Sports at bay.
They actually got the one elimination off on PE Sports as well, so it's a 4v3 situation.
WAG has got the bunker to play with PE Sports. No defense on the outside. They find a small little compound to have these walls block out all of those shots, especially from the M82B, where glue walls are rendered useless. And that's exactly what Wings has got in his hands. This is exactly what you want to be wary of outside the circle, but Expand now. You have to put that on pause as WSK finds C-Triple-G.
Oh, Dowdy actually got a nade onto Look. That is a great start for WSK. On fire, looking for some sort of a trade. Zizox. Sonia will pop, and on fire just burns through the shield, melts him down. C-Triple-G able to pick up their own teammate. And WASK, this could be the end. They need to somehow start getting some bodies on the ground, but it doesn't look possible. On fire, picking up number 3, and that's Dowdy down. I mean, the last member, Genius, pops to Sonia or Peter, but he needs to do a lot more than that. On fire, looking for him, and it's just Genius against the world.
Man, these teams are going to have to wrap this up soon because this circle is going to get extremely painful.
It's already very painful. So the fact that C-Triple-G is hanging out here this long and the potential of being gate kept a little bit later on as well as they try to circle on in towards that next safe zone, things do look pretty nasty for the squad. But WASK is once again going to walk out of the lobby with nothing much in their pockets.
Oh, look how far away they are from that circle as well.
And Abe also wiped out Expand. Again, right, RQ jumping into that compound. Expand needed to get some territorial control, and it just couldn't. RQ gate kept everyone in prime position to take the booyah in this round, honestly. Them and Poco Star, WAG also in the safe zone.
Still looking at 8 teams remaining on the map. 26 players still standing, so plenty of points to go around, but unfortunately there's not enough space to go around. Someone's going to be evicted first, and the question is who?
Okay, I'm gonna start demeriting my observer. Every single elimination we miss moving forward. I've missed out too much of this action. Furious Gaming out of the equation as well in that 7th spot.
Wait,
PE Sports.
PE Sports is in the blue zone?
Yeah, outside the blue. So they are just hanging on for their dear lives here. We do need to wait and see. Here they come flying in. Straight into the hands of WAG, though. Between WAG and RRQ, this seems to be a little bit of trouble.
They could just flow straight into a graveyard. And then where RRQ is, that's a burial site. They have the high ground. And EXPS stuck outside. PE decided to take the fight straight to RRQ. This could be the best idea. Best decision made, right? They needed to get the high ground. Wings actually decides to completely abandon the roof, so he's down on ground floor.
PE Sports now with the best position on the map. They've got the bird's eye view once again, and they're going to use that to torture RRQ, pushing them off of their own roof, and now the Indonesians down at the bottom. They have to make it through to the next circle as well. Glue wall melters will not really punish these players, as PE Sports will need to start moving. One more late rotation, and it's done.
I'm very surprised RQ decides to give it out completely, but I guess for them, they're like, you can take the roof. We still got a lot of control in terms of the building, right? We got the bigger building to work with, and And also puts us slightly closer to the circle as well. At least RRQ has a point of entry.
Yeah, this is a dead center circle as well, so teams are going to have to start moving,
Oh
especially
my
the ones that
God.
are sitting on those rooftops.
Esports moving in towards the vending machine, but the circle's going to leave them high and dry.
Yeah.
RRQ aiming to control this next vending machine that's on the very edge of this next safe zone as
no.
well. The sheer number of players in here
Oh
making
my.
my heart beat 2 times faster.
There's too many teams
Look at
left alive,
Ffws.
gentlemen.
I mean, this
Too
guy only
many.
has a sidearm, but there's a chance Ffws do some damage. Unfortunately, he's not included in the circle, so eventually he will have to give his life away. EXPS starting to make some progress.
Oh, Nero!
Needed by Nero. As Nero actually gets traded back, Hong Ang able to find 5 MKS. That is a huge kill for him, but the blue zone is coming in. Poco Stars wiped off the face of the effect.
Oh my.
EXPS starting to find members of GOW. Izagon is already gone. Volley needing to deal with Casper. Walls him off with the glue wall, but that means the XPS takes high ground.
Yeah, big brain play coming through from Esports as well, dropping their player, hitting that revive on the vending machine, allowing him to fly back into the game from up top and taking the highest spot of all.
he's
And
dropped.
He's gone.
He dropped.
Punished by Casper the Bison, but Abe is the one to secure the elimination.
Yeah, had to abandon that tower because the blue zone was closing in. EXPS, you need to start entering this compound. This is the final stretch. Wings is knocked down. Abe needs to help him, but it seems like RQ are making the call to just commit to this. They do not have time to go and help people who are already down.
Esports New K, nobody in a situation to backstab them just yet. GOW on towards their left, EXPS as well on the right. EXPS not wanting to make a mistake as GOW gets eliminated, 1 by the circle, 2 by the players of Esports. And here comes the flurry of those blue wall melters, and EXPS needs to move alongside RRQ.
Oh,
I mean, the biggest threat to PE was GOW, right? So PE now gets to move in just a bit more, make some progress with their movement. Razor, he is out and in the open and dry. Dudes is already gone. PE was spotted out by EXPS, who have one of the best positions right now. Abe steps on the mine and Dolphin takes both his legs out. RRQ Kazu on their last legs right now. PE was going for a full rotation behind the building. UK shot out from the skies by Dew. EXPS with their 8th point.
No 1v4 for Dew just yet. He's got a full squad to back him up. WAG alive and kicking goes. The only one not tagged up just yet. He hops on out. M82B in hand, and look at all of the chaos breaking out in front as well. And EXPS staying away from all of that. Goes backs away. Krillin, good. Plus third. Doesn't find the connection.
Behind.
And the shot from up top. Dew, beautiful shot.
Yeah, shot his skull from behind. Razor is somehow still in this fight. Can he cause some chaos? No, Razor will try. Cyrus and Dolphin, they both fight while Casper drops. It's due. This is your moment for 1v4 if there's any chance, but Sonya is popped. He can't find a reset in time. Dew goes down. It's Razor who somehow snuck into top 2. But it's 1v4 for this man. Some medkits left, but the circle is unforgiving. He fights Dolphin.
Whoa!
Razor off to a great start. Sonya Pop can't find a reset. And this is it. WAG finds the booyah at the end.
WAG redeems themselves. 7 points in Bermuda, 5 in Purgatory, and finally the booyah at Alpine. The constant upward trajectory, and they were one of the teams in Group B. In the final day of play, they are guaranteeing themselves a spot in Week 3.
oh my goodness, that must be a sigh of relief for the team. Just a moment of respite to guarantee their place. But oh my gosh, you have to imagine what they're thinking as the game is getting later and later. There were so many teams that were still remaining. I think we were sitting on, what, 8 teams? 25 players, 21 players.
Yeah.
There was so many people that they had to contest, but WAG, fantastic play. I also want to give props to Razor for making a really, really clutch call in that late game. He played the safe game. He stayed quiet until the very end. They knew placement points was basically going to be the only chance that RRQ was going to have in that late game.
WAG started the round by wiping out Loud as well, right? So it could not have gone better for them. You literally take out one of the most aggressive teams in this grouping. But as the round progressed, PE was also, for a team that stayed out in the blue for so long, the fact that they still made it into the final zone is nothing short of impressive.
And the fact that Vietnam now has bagged 2 back-to-back booyah, not from the exact same team, but from that one
The same region.
exact region, is going to be boosting them at the very least in terms of confidence for these next few lobbies.
Yeah, we're really seeing some clutch plays coming in from these teams. Very thoughtful decisions as well. Not split second, very quick, scrappy decisions, but very, very well thought out ideas. Team teams thinking ahead, especially this late into the game. You've only got a fraction of a second to make that right call, and you know, we are seeing that final moment there. It would have been so good for RRQ if Razor was able to get a elimination there, but you know, you win some, you lose some. I think getting second place for RRQ is enough of a win for this team.
Yeah, 11 eliminations, right? Plus that second place point, so you get like what, 19 points? That's pretty darn good. Do want a 1v4, but Razor decided to backstab him. So
I mean, he did get the 1v4, and so far I didn't get the highlight reel.
it was a 1v5, technically, with Razor in it.
Fine.
Sure.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Razor was the one who took him out.
Yeah, but down on the side of WAG, they only had 3 players.
4. The full squad was there.
The full squad was there, yeah.
Fair enough.
So it's a 1v5.
1v5. Fair.
I think
Fine.
we're keen
You
to
escaped,
see-
dude. Next game.
Next game. I mean,
Next
we've still got 3 more games to go, so we're only halfway
do.
through the day.
We do.
I do believe we're going to have an interview in just a second, but I think a lot of us are really keen to know what WAG are thinking as well, right? Like, as a team.
Yay!
Yay! I mean, isn't that everybody? Like, yay, we won, we got the booyah. But let's see what the team really thinks in the interview.
Fantastic gameplay. The journey to victory continue, especially for this team. Give it up for WAG. Congratulations. You got the last booyah from yesterday and another booyahs today. Are you confident that you can make it into the finals?
Hôm qua mình đã có booyah và hôm nay mình cũng có booyah. Thì em có tự tin là team mình sẽ vào được chung kết không?
Em thì em nghĩ team em tự tin tầm khoảng 80% vào chung kết ạ.
We're confident that 80% that we will go to the final.
And your team played much better in week 2. Did your team change any strategy? Can you explain a little bit how?
Tuần thứ 2 này thì mình bắn khá hơn tuần 1 rất là nhiều. Thì team em có thay đổi chiến thuật hay không? Và em có thể nói rõ hơn một tí về phần này.
Thực ra thì team em thay đổi chiến thuật không nhiều. Vấn đề nằm ở kỹ năng. Nhưng mà thực sự là tuần 1 bọn em bị thời tiết ở Thái Lan làm cho tinh thần khá là không được, bị bất ổn. Qua tuần 2 thì cảm ơn những người bạn ở Thái Lan cho bọn em những cái kinh nghiệm để bọn em thi đấu tốt hơn ở tuần thứ 2.
It's not about the strategy. The first week they were feeling under the weather, and this week, because of help from Thailand friends,
Right.
and they learn a lot from them, so they play better this week.
Okay, and who is the key player of your team in game 3 and why?
Key player của đội em trong game vừa rồi là ai và tại sao?
Em nghĩ trong team em không có ai là key player hết, tất cả đều là một, bọn em cố gắng vì nhau ạ.
There's no key player. We are one, and we do it for each other.
Oh my god, I like that. I really like that. A team play indeed, right? And lastly, any words to your enemies here?
Đôi lời nhắn gửi đến các team đối thủ.
Mình đến từ Việt Nam và mình không ngại bất kỳ cái quốc gia nào hết.
We come from Vietnam, and we are not scared of any other country.
Wow, I like the attitude. Give it up for WAG and best of luck in the next round. Thank you so much. And now back to you guys, Shoutcaster.
Super spicy response coming in there from WAG. We are from Vietnam and we are afraid of nobody. That's actually so cool.
AJ, I think I get what you mean.
What?
When the interview closes.
See?
I'm getting,
You see?
getting a bit starstruck.
God, come on, guys.
Let's bring Mr. Wagger out. Come on, Mr. Wagger, hit the button.
It's all right. We'll just get him
Show
to
us.
slap some senses into both of you. My goodness. All right. So
I'm telling you, she's specifically looking at the English casting desk.
Yes.
She's not looking at any one of our other broadcasts. And at
Sure.
the end of the day, she is speaking English.
I mean,
so.
for all you know, she could be looking at me. But anyways,
No
elimination
way.
leaders, let's go. So Don't Cry is going to be our elimination leader with 6 eliminations. And the MVP for the round is Krillin from WAG.
I had a fantastic round also, right? I think WAG, just like what we heard in the interview, they played like won this game. Very united. They started by taking out loud, and for the rest of the round, they weren't the most, I would say, they didn't make the most flashy plays, but when it comes down to the important moments, they were able to coordinate better. that last circle, that last fight against EXPS was a great example. They were winning all the 1v1s against the members of EXPS.
And that's very impressive because this is not a heavy engagement team. They are heavy placements teams. They are always finding that final circle. They're trying to avoid those engagements as best as possible. But when they do need to get the job done, we have seen them falter in week 1. But this time, EXPS seems to be jumping into the competition a little bit weakened, and they took great advantage of that.
Definitely. All right, here's the game standings for the round that just concluded, with WEG taking home 26 points and RQ with their placements actually taking home 20 points. Down at the bottom of the bracket though, Pogo Stars and Expand taking home 5 and 4 points, and Loud being the first team eliminated, only taking home 1 point after an explosive start to the day. And of course, with that said, our overall standings, and of course with all these points, we are seeing PE Sports slowly make their rise from 18th place to 14.
Yeah, it's a very, very gradual, not gradual, it's exponential improvement.
It's a huge
right?
improvement
compared to what, like when you look at other Group C teams like Expand. Obviously, PE Sport is doing so much better. MVP leaders still being helped by Dude, 3 titles. The closest one are Gio, Krillin, and Ikao. So overall, I mean, this man has been a one-man armada off of week 1's performance. But so far, I mean, on day 3 for them, it's not as bombastic, right? They're still a bit quiet on the side of EXPS.
Yeah.
But that's exactly how they were on day 1 of week 1 as well. And then they kind of jumped back into the fray on day 2, right? So kind of, usual EXPS, I guess they don't want to put everybody on notice so early. At the end of the day, they do have the finals kind of guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so just to recap for all the maps that have currently been played, on Bermuda we had Poker Stars securing their first Booyah of the day, PE Sports locking in the second Booyah on Purgatory, and finally WAG securing Alpine for themselves, which means our next map is going to be none other than the sandy deserts of Kalahari. It's also our 4th map of the day, and we are also halfway through the day as well. So again, these teams, if you are still desperately collecting those points, Group B, you've only got 3 more games to do it. And unfortunately, one of the maps is random. You don't get to pick what map you play.
Absolutely. And of course, still the teams that are very much in danger is going to be GOW, Furious, as well as WASK. And I think at this point of time, it's safe to say, WASK, it has been really nice getting to see you guys play out there. Furious Gaming still has a couple of chances, but they cannot waste these final 3 rounds.
Definitely. We've got our predictions on the screen as well. Now, I do want to make one minor adjustment to my prediction.
You can't do that.
I'm just going to say it, okay? I'm totally fine with the Indonesian teams, right?
Yeah.
Historically, they have done really well on Kalahari. This just seems to be a map that Indonesian teams are very favorable on.
Yes, ma'am.
Loud, on the other hand, not so happy on that deserty map. But who do we know that we like? There's a team I know that likes that map.
Okay.
They're from Malaysia. They might be called Expand.
I believe you are mistaking Farang for Expand, but
No.
go ahead.
No. I actually think Expand have a really good chance here. I love how AJ just slowly tilts his head
Statistically,
down to his stats.
So far, they have taken 11 points away from this map, and Expand has played this map 2 times. So they have an average of 5.5 points on this map. But look, here's the thing. I agree with you. Regardless of what the points were like in week 1, I'm expecting Expand to do better in week 2. But if they can't show me the kind of fight that PE Sports has been confidently showing out there, which I was pretty confident we were going to see as well, then Expand's not going to see week number 3, right? So
The light of day.
It needs to be full on hustle, no more mistakes, and for heaven's sake, too fast. You're the backup player, man, not the rusher. So if he goes down early, it's all over.
Honestly, I think like even since the formation of Expand, Kalahari has never been their best map. In fact, they are not even ranked as the top 5 best team on Kalahari locally.
Actually, the bottom 2 teams.
Exactly.
So,
Really? I remember there was one year where Expand really did well on Kalahari.
Probably
I mean, you can't look at the MCPS scene and then kind of rank how they're going to do at the Free Fire World Series.
Yeah, but even in MCPS, they are not the best. They probably have 1-2 breakout rounds, but I think overall you have like Farah, you have Axis, like Freedom Rumble was doing great. Seb9 at that time was also one of the front runners for Kalahari.
Expand just waits all the time for Alpine and then they go berserk.
It's always going to be Alpine.
Yeah, Kalahari definitely one of their weaker maps.
I do think this team has a fire burning in their heart right now. They want to make it to grand finals. I kind of think this is where we're going to be seeing that start. We
No
saw.
wonder.
I think,
No wonder they're doing so badly. They need to take that fire from their hearts and put it under their bums.
honestly, I think a better way to look at this is that I personally believe that they will definitely make top 12, but it's more like what is the fashion they will achieve top 12 in, right? Are they going to just barely crawl into top 12, or are they going to have good rounds, and when they get to top 12, at least you feel satisfied with the performance?
At this rate, they're kind of crawling.
Which is probably the worst case scenario. You know, slightly above not making it, but still not the best. I would say best entry into grand finals. I think that's kind of what we're looking at.
Well, we'll have to let Kalahari make that decision for us, and also the teams, are they going to make the correct decisions as they drop into this map as well? And we have a direct north to south flight path.
Yep.
This is probably the
Perfect.
best case scenario for teams like
Expanse
RQ.
in trouble, or they're going to get damn lucky here because the sub is their drop spot.
Yes.
And it's the blue circle. Does anybody go hunting for the blue circle? Because if they don't, Expand's going to be smiling ear to ear now.
I think there's a chance they might get contested, right? I know WAG will go to Mammoth for
nice
sure.
one.
So in fact, Expand gets a free drop. So
Free drop, baby.
very lucky. As expected, Loud is on Refinery.
Yeah.
RQ deciding to completely abandon the
Avoid
Refinery draw, right?
I think that was a good decision because didn't Loud also... I remember someone actually contesting
Loud.
Refinery. It was Loud.
And they were wiped by RQ, and that was the round that RQ went 37 points.
This is not a very smart move from Genius. Pun definitely intended.
I just,
No comment.
you know what? Never mind.
yeah. One of those things.
one of those moments.
Hey, Mini Uzi, dude, I love this gun. But I love the Mac 10 a little bit more. Dian does have the advantage in the skirmish. Abe?
Did you see him? Okay.
Mac 10! Oh! What? Dian! Drop the gun, never pick it up again!
I mean, to be fair, Razor was a 2v1, right? So
It doesn't matter, you got the Mac 10, you better win that. You better win the 1v2, 1v3s, 1v4s with the Mac 10 early game, bro.
he wouldn't have confirmed anything. So if it was a 1v1, sure, but it was a 2v1. You know, Razor decided to join. Cole's also. He's still gonna ask for help. In fact, I don't think backup is gonna arrive anytime soon because Ffws actually split up 2 of their members. Cole's in big trouble. New K actually knocked out. Genius finding Nero.
Ooh.
All things considered for WASK, it is actually a good start.
So it looks like it was a smart move.
It was
And
pretty
backs
smart.
away.
Oh,
Turned around, gets the 180. YNS really low. When Zizos gets the knock on the New K.
Oh.
YNS gets traded out by Don't Cry. Don't Cry trying to save the whole squad here. New K needs to slowly crawl away. Drogon in the hands of Don't Cry, and he tries to pump it up from the left-hand side. One more! And YNS! Don't Cry gets knocked out instead.
and Ffws decides they want to pick up some extra points. Lau was also shooting from afar as well. Peter getting the Sonya reset, I believe, on the Hong Ang. So that ability goes on a cooldown, but it paid off big time. And WASK, they've drawn a lot more attention than they would have liked. So they're trying to get as much people out as possible. On fire, trying to chase over Genius, who is not even putting up any sort of a fight. Gonna drop down onto the ground floor on fire. Decides to be on his tail, but Cosio says, I got you, boy. Genius also gone.
My goodness, C-Triple-G very quickly taking over this compound. One player from the side allowed. And it seems like he's not going to be making any noise whatsoever. SG, W goes out of the equation.
Reset?
Bye-bye. Sonya reset, but time! And Peter!
They both had their Sonya part and didn't find a reset, but I mean, on fire will get some help, don't worry. Peter will pick him back up.
Okay. I
Yep.
thought the glue wall was going to stop him.
That's a
but
dream.
no issues for the guy at that point. Cosq in. And it's a great swap for Look because Cosq is definitely much more on point with those engagements.
Yeah, and Cosio is one of the most effective support players we have seen so far. I believe yesterday he had like what 10 assists in one round.
Yeah.
That guy is a utility machine. PE Esports actually brings the whole team back. So it's still in the game. RQ able to get the wings back as well. I'm surprised that they decided to stick with wings, right? Because Legolas only played 1 round today, and this is their last day.
And it's good to see the coach allowing Look to just stretch his muscles a bit on the world stage. C-Triple-G knows that nothing much is at risk, even if they do drop a couple of ranks. But they, of course, don't want to drop too much. Cosq is back to make sure of exactly that. But WASK, they have not been doing much throughout the whole day. We kind of confirmed they're not going to be in the top 12 by the end of week 2. But can they still make a name for themselves from this fight?
Go out with a bang at least up against a very tough Predator.
Oh,
RQ
nice
Kazu. The glue wall preemptively placed down. Dowdy actually has a flank angle, so his Dudes and Razor sticking together. Ivabe on top as well. WSK, they don't really have the the most resources though. Genius just frantically trying to get back up. Found by Razor. 2 pumps and he's gone.
Gotta hate it, man. Mag 7, you don't get a lot of damage off of that, but it is an auto shotgun, so if that M1014 misses, you could have, of course, walked away with that, but Abe, a good knock from afar, and that's with the sort of barrel, gets the knock and the confirmation on Zizox. Abe's gonna get picked right back up. Dowley bleeding out. YNS, the final hope for the squad.
Probably one of the better characters to have as well, the Orion. You get to buy some time, I suppose.
More time than Zonia.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Now RQ are on a roll right now. 7 eliminations, 5.5 minutes in.
Only thing that makes the difference is the active versus the passive skill. If you have a Orion plus a Zonia...
Actually, it's counterintuitive, right? Because if you go, I don't think you want to go into the Orion form when the Sonya pops. It's
no, not when the you don't go into Orion when the Sonya pops. You go into the Orion first, and then you leave the Sonya as your backup.
Oh yes,
and then you make that vengeful comeback.
Very defensive setup for sure.
The Esports saying we don't want any more action. Just gonna stay quiet in this corner. RRQ has got one guy who's gonna get his wings clipped in the next few shots. Caramel, good connection. M82B, sliver of health, and Casper gets the confirmation.
Caramel
with
actually,
the treatment sniper.
Caramel, he actually missed that. I'm not sure if that miss was intentional or is his treatment sniper, but whatever, right? So it's a free kill for it. It's a free elimination. Osaka against C-Triple-G once more. This, I believe, is the 3rd time these 2 teams meet.
And if you're Osaka, you do not want to meet C-Triple-G right now. 6 eliminations already. They are stacked with all of the loot, and a beautiful push from Cosq. Gets the tag in, quickly barricades himself from both sides, and blocks off all of those shots. And a good counter glue wall pulled up by Osaka here, but one more secures Esteban from across.
And look at how far C-Triple-G are playing right there. Literally, the side angles completely covered by sniper rifles, but Cosq will be knocked down, instantly receive some help from On Fire. Chris! Great nade! They need some confirmation, and Chris will find Cosq as well. On Fire on the ground. Osaka might have a chance to boost! Peter can't find the knock! Lovely glue at the very end. Peter, though, still standing, and it's Coast who goes down. The Sonya times out for him. C-Triple-G still in the game. And one more able to bring his teammates back. Fortunately for Coast, he will go down. Osaka, 2 more members left. Chris, he boosts himself with the grapple and takes a nade in the face mid-air.
Super unfortunate situation, but now the team's going to be able to break free. But look at this. Can they survive? No, that's going to be it. Osaka is out of the round. 11th place. No placement points. Very unfortunate for the team.
If you think you're having a bad day, just remember Chris trying to use the grappling hook onto the 2nd floor and gets hit by a nade.
Wrong place, wrong time. Sometimes you just got to cop it.
By the way, we also have the younger sub player on the side of Expand. It's not even 16 yet. Almost. He's about to celebrate his birthday. Soon.
Very
next
soon.
week.
Next week,
Yeah,
yes.
he's about to be 16 next week.
So they're hoping and praying they get into week 3.
And then they put him in.
And then they put him in.
Happy birthday. Now, play the finals. And that would not
Wow.
Present. You better perform or you get kicked out.
Oh no.
holding your cake hostage. You know? Your birthday gift is a flight back to Malaysia.
Oh, YNS!
Oh, YNS.
Razor! That was sick, bro.
Oh, that.
Come on, don't ban him.
I mean,
He's just annoyed with Duts. Razor thought he was going to get that elimination, and Duts just stole that away. Hated when a teammate does that. Uh-oh, Poco.
No, Soydola actually back in. This time they sub up Pocho. Okay, Fire is going to be surrounded by members of FG. Poco Stars bringing in the entire squad. Alright, UAV also sent out as well, I believe, courtesy of Furious Gaming. What's going to be the decision for Soy Delado? I see 18 there crossing by. Actually, he doesn't really have the best angle to work with.
No, he doesn't.
Soydela initially smiling ear to ear, thinking that he lucked out, seeing that one player come out of nowhere, but now all surrounded by the players from the side of Poco. Soydela Macdan and Bad finds the connection onto Raz. Soydela goes in for the push to find the confirmation, and Bad will be able to find that. 18 backs away. Poco not wanting to get very aggressive just yet.
Yeah, Lim is taking a lot of shots. Poco, I don't think they have any intentions of continuing this, so Lim will just be the bait, scapegoated by the rest of his team. It's fine. As long as Poco stays alive, it is all good.
Just going for the Delta split maneuver. Just sacrifice that one player, have everyone run in the other direction.
Soydela's so annoyed. He was the first one to spot them, and until now, he has no elimination.
He's trying.
He's desperately trying. He's like, bro, give me one, bro.
Is Poco really staying?
Nah, Poco's trying to get away.
I don't know. They're sort of leapfrogging away. It's the very slow escape.
Yeah, there's a vending machine there. They're trying to buy one guy back.
Can they do it?
But hang on. We've got someone coming into the fray.
Ah, there you go. PE Sports has a full squad buyback as well. And it looks like WAG is going to join the fray here, dropping right behind Furious Gaming, giving Poco a little bit of breathing space.
Yeah, they're going to try and... Oh, okay, they're grappling from Dolphin Miss. So, pretty unlucky. They're going to try and force Bat and Bat off of the tower. I think they've been able to successfully do so. So now you have Krillin and Cyrus instead of an FG member. And 3 members on the side of WAG on top. Poco actually still sticking around. I don't think there's any buybacks on their end, despite having a vending machine nearby. So WAG now gets that bird's eye view.
Just going to play it nice and safe here, Husky. We are at the halfway mark as these teams are waiting for that circle to come in. Although it looks like things are not going to be looking too good here for Loud, as EXPF has actually made their way to Refinery. And this might just be either them kicking Loud out or kicking them out of the game.
Drax instantly backs off. RQ also showing up to their kingdom. Refinery, one of their best spots, one of the most comfortable spots as well. We're in for a 3-way fight.
And
Dew. Spider-Man, Mr. Dew. Aha, gets tagged up though.
The question is,
and
how is Loud gonna play this? Surrounded by RQ also. They actually see Expand nearby.
Yeah.
But Expand is definitely the least of their worries.
EXPS might just be a little annoying here, and Kawan tossing a couple of glue wall melters right towards them, and EXPS Dew from up top secures that headshot, and Mexico responds.
Man, I'm telling you, Mexico is something else today. He is having a hot day. Drax gets picked back up now. Gets some space to heal. In fact, Lau can start trying to push EXPS away, right? The circle is also not in their favor. EXPS experiencing a 3-1 split right now. Especially Dew, who is still out in the blue.
He's trying to move in now, though, but he's going to run into Loud.
Be easy.
Oh, and Too Fast actually being eliminated on the other side of the map thanks to WAG. Uh-oh.
Very rough for Expand. Only 2 members left. It's Cobra and Crime, MKS. Too Fast and Axel, they're already out of the picture. Yeah, blue wall separates these 2 lads from certain death. Not much space for them to wriggle around. And they're the ones in the circle, so if WAG clears them out, WAG gets a clear path into the safe zone. And Dolphin has already found Cobra. They just need to keep spamming.
These guys are trying to get lucky here from outside the circle before they move on in. But the movement in isn't going to be as easy as that. Furious Gaming making that push first. Boko starts right behind them. WAG, they can't waste any more time. They need to start moving.
Oh! Wow, such cover from Drax. That could have been disastrous once more. From C-Triple-G also now drops by. Lau sustaining heavy damage. Mexico
one more!
Down as well. Koskyu is the one that picks him up with the Trogon.
C-Triple-G on fire right now. 15 eliminations. And I don't mean on fire himself. He just has got 3. But look at Peter, man. He's still on a roll. One more down on the ground. On fire. Trying to find a secure. Casper repositions. Finds stop. Has got the Woodpecker in his hands. On fire just needs to be a little bit safe here with the engagements. Has the Trogon. Jumps on over to the silo on the left. Finds the angle to continue tagging onto Casper. Doesn't have a fall damage at all to deal with. But gets traded out by Dew.
A bit off with the timing. Slightly. If that glue wall came off a fraction of a second earlier, he would have been safe, but they just bring him back one more. Cashes in on a buyback. C-Triple-G working with 3 members for now on fire, getting shot in the Achilles heels by Dew. He's still holding the high ground, so Dew has a good spot to work with. Sonya pass Peter, goes for the rush. Completely just dismantle Lao. 17 eliminations so far.
C-Triple-G set the record last week with 25 eliminations on Kalahari and the Booyah, setting the record for the Free Fire World Series at 37 points. C-Triple-G trying to break that record right here. 19 eliminations already. They need 6 more, and there are a lot of bodies out there to claim. Caramel down on the ground. C-Triple-G still on fire.
Yeah, Koskyu also gets down! One more slice deal before he secures Koskyu. That's 21!
4 more, baby. It's actually no, make that 5 more and the Booyah, and they set a brand new record. Can we see 40 points on the world stage today?
We have a good chance of seeing that for honestly, AJ. Grab the grenade launcher, the RDS 50 saves his teammate. They've been stuck there for the longest of time, and WAG tasted.
Go,
Esports also gone. Koskyu finding the Axel, and he is definitely going to get abandoned. Unfortunately, Koskyu picking up elimination 22 for his team.
Enough bodies out there. They need to claim the one from Expand as well as every single body of RRQ. RRQ set the record last week. 37 points on Kalahari. And Koskyu and squad trying to break that record here today. 22 eliminations. 1 more secures Crime. C-Triple-G going for the absolute insane record here today.
It's going to be a 4v4 as well, gentlemen. But now here's the issue here, right? C-Triple-G, how can they safely go down this high ground?
They've got that those grappling hooks.
They have the grapples, but as they're falling, there's going to be the opening for RRQ to finish them off.
I think you wait for the circle to start closing in, and then you take the leap of faith.
Because look at this, RRQ, they're grouping up, they're ready to go. They're going to try and finish them off here, gentlemen. Can they get it?
Start from the corner, right? You take out Abe first, Dust and Wings. Lovely crossfire to prevent any sort of engagement from C-Triple-G. That's easy work. No Booyah for
RRQ says, you ain't gonna beat our record just yet. And they walk away with the Booyah. Yeah, the #1 spot goes over to C-Triple-G, but who cares as RRQ Indonesia still sneaks away the 12 points from placements.
I mean, for RRQ, they got the placement points. They're happy. They didn't have to work very hard for it, but C-Triple-G, honestly, the biggest winners of that round. 21 eliminations before they were taken out that game. Plus, they're going to get the 9 points, so that's a 30-point round for this team.
Currently, the only team with more than 300 points on the overall leaderboard is C-Triple-G from Thailand. But I'm pretty sure they're going to be very annoyed with RRQ.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be that mad.
They are going to be super mad. They were so close. I mean, setting a record on the world stage is not just name making, right? It's just emblazoning your team's name as well as your record on the world stage forever. Everybody's going to remember it. Every single caster that casts any other World Series moving forward will talk about it.
So are you implying that we're not going to talk about it?
Well, clearly we can't because they didn't break the record.
They didn't break the record. Correct. So, as we wrap up the round with the highlights for Kalahari, this was our 4th map of the day and also our 3rd last map, because the next map is going to be our 5th map, our 2nd last map. And time is running out for some of these teams because, again, it is a race for points, a battle of points, a battle to stay in that top 12. I mean, C-Triple-G, they're already guaranteed grand finals at this point. Like, there's no way this team is going to be eliminated. Same thing with RRQ. Like, we've got the 2 Titans here. Sure, they're battling for the top position here, but these guys are guaranteed their placement points. Everyone else, though, I really want to see the calculations for our bottom teams. Did they drop further down? Are they catching up to where they need to be? The bottom 6 is the story for us.
I'm most interested to know exactly what Expand walked away from that matchup with, right? I think it was one of the better lobbies for them. We weren't expecting the world from them out of Kalahari, but you expected them in that final circle. You expected them to take top 3, and all thanks to Ffws MKS, they did manage to get close enough to that, but a little unfortunate with the setup, right? Because I think there was a little bit of a panic. They handled their final engagement really well, but then they tried to burst in towards that final zone. The blue was already creeping up on them, and they forgot that they put a glue wall in their own way.
Honestly, that was probably the best case scenario, right? I expected them to get wiped out so much earlier.
This guy.
When they lost 2 members against WAG, right? They literally only have that particular spot to work with. There's
Yeah.
nowhere else they could go. If they go into the open, you have RRQ,
Yeah.
you see Triple G.
Thank you, Mr. Negative.
So
Don't
surviving
believe it,
that long,
X-Men.
honestly, I'm just setting expectations.
Sure.
I think surviving that long is actually good enough, right? From a map that, like we mentioned, we don't
Yeah.
expect too much from them.
Yeah.
That is pretty acceptable.
But
I think it's damn good because
I mean, for expand, sure.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, right? Who else, Daddy?
But okay, but we are setting up some expectations for
Yes.
the rest of today, right? So random map, we can't really guess until we find out what that is.
Yeah.
But Next Terra is coming up next. Is Next Terra possibly going to be a glimmer of hope?
I hope
All
so.
maps are glimmers of hope for Expand. I mean, they are in the bottom 6. They need a hustle. They need to do everything right. And even if they can't secure those eliminations, they need to get into the final circle. As long as I
Yes.
see them towards that final circle, even the second final circle, I'm a happy guy. Because that's like, basic requirements met by the squad.
And of course, no donut finishes, because no one likes to finish with 0 points. 11 and 12, worst place to end. But we do have an interview coming up, so let's see what our winners have to say.
I mean, the game was intense indeed, as well as the energy in the gaming room here. But I guess this team can relax for a bit now because they just won another Booyah today. Congratulations to RQ Kasu. Hi.
Hai.
Your team won another Thailand team in the last combat. Can you explain why RQ could win in that situation?
Ya, di pertandingan tadi akhirnya bisa menang lagi lawan tim Thailand. Bisa dijelasin situasi apa yang bisa membuat kalian menang lagi lawan tim Thailand?
Efek wing sih.
Wings effect, the new team,
Oh.
the new player.
The new players.
Yeah, yeah. Coming in second round.
All right. And are you confident that 3 Indonesia team can be qualified to the finals?
Ya, kira-kira menurut lu bakal percaya diri nggak sih 3 tim dari Indonesia bakal lolos ke babak final nanti?
Selagi roster kita ada wing, tetap percaya.
In Wings we believe and LRQ can qualified. Gimana tentang 2 tim yang lain, kira-kira percaya diri nggak mereka bakal lolos?
Percaya sih.
We believe the 2 teams from the Indonesia will be
Qualified as
to
well,
the
as well as RQ Kasu, right? And do you think Thailand is the strongest regions in Free Fire World Series 2023 and why?
Ya, apakah region Thailand memang jago banget nih di Ffws, dan kalau memang jago, kira-kira kenapa tuh, Bay?
Jago banget soalnya mereka konsisten.
Yeah, they are so strong because they are so consistent.
Anything you like to say to your opponents?
Ada yang mau lu sampein buat lawan-lawan lu?
Jaga drop zone kalian aja sih.
Keep your drop zone.
Keep your drop zone and watch out for RQ Kasu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much and congratulations. Now back to you, Shoutcaster.
RRQ have got to be happy
I saw
with
that smile
them.
again.
Oh, jeez. Of course, with you and the smiles, but I mean, I'm looking at RRQ. They're happy. They're talking about the wings effect.
Yes.
I want to know more about this wings effect. Like, what is wings doing that is helping RRQ?
They clip other players' wings so they can't fly.
Or maybe
high.
they're drinking to grow some wings. We kind of don't know. We don't know the context.
I don't know.
Me neither. My guess is my guess is as good as you are. But I would say I think because Wings started only playing today, right?
Yeah.
When we saw, I think in Kalahari round, one good thing is that RQ had very decent setup towards the very end. And Wings landed some pretty crucial shots for his team as well. I think the crossfire, especially for RQ, Kazu was set up pretty great. But at the end of the day, the Elim leaders are only dominated by players from 2 teams, C-Triple-G and RQ Kazu. And the one thing I was looking for was the dynamics that Wings can bring in now that Legalov is not playing with the rest of his squad. And I guess it's actually not too bad, right? They're still making decent rotation. They are still being very opportunistic. They're still making very sensible calls. So at the end of the day, I think Wings definitely allow RQ to take what they have from Legalov and kind of push that forward if Legalov is not having a good day.
I mean, what are you thinking here, AJ? Like, what do you feel like Wings is bringing to the team?
Apart from Falco, not much.
Okay.
I'm surprised though. Triple A124 and a Dimitri.
Yeah. I mean, the Dimitri, I understand triple A124 because RRQ just wanted to be super aggressive. I mean, see, the stats just kind of echoes what I was saying earlier. Not much. Wings wasn't really doing a lot in that game, but I guess he's like kind of the guy who's cheering them up in the background and forcing them to take everything out there, right? But either way, RRQ is going to be a tad bit disappointed because C Triple G still took away that number 1 spot, but they are going to be happy overall because they were the ones to personally stop C Triple G from breaking their record.
And honestly, if C Triple G got the booyah at that game, they would have got the 39 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the other end of the
Crazy
spectrum, at the bottom, God of Wolf, 1 point. WASK, 2 points. Osaka, 2 points.
It's
Not so great down
I
here.
hate to say this, but it's the end of the road for WSK. There's no more chance. There's no
And
way.
Osaka.
I think Osaka might be out of contention as well here because they are really falling very far behind.
At least they still have one more day. I think that's kind of like the glimmer of hope if you're looking for any.
Oh, I don't know, because you're asking them to pull off a PE Sports and to be able to steal a spot from Furious Gaming or Expand.
But you also got to remember, FG is not playing anymore after today.
Yeah.
Right? So there is a decent chance. It's not easy, but there is a chance.
I mean, Furious Gaming is in a lot of trouble because
Yes.
PE Sports is, I think, about 2 points behind them, and they've been on an upward trajectory. We did say that week 2 is going to be PE Sports this week, and they've been proving that through all of their gameplay,
Yeah.
right? Making really good plays round after round. So Furious Gaming, they need to have like some sort of a massive round after this. But either way, we will need to take a quick short break to find out what happens at Nextera.
Hello, survivors, and welcome back to the Free Fire World Series 2023. We've just wrapped up 4 amazing games, and we've got 2 explosive ones coming up for you in just a second. My name is Danielle, and of course, joining me is the wonderful, the mustachio AJ and Husky, and we are just about ready to jump onto Nextera.
Yes.
Let's run the stats. Who are our biggest contenders on Nextera?
Cggg, your number 1 team. Total 53 points picked up thus far with a average of 17.7 points every time they hop on in there. So that's a lot. And thus far, they are your number 1 performing team as far as the points are concerned. So no doubt they're going to try to perform good for Nextera as well as the random map.
Okay, well, technically we don't know what the random map is yet, so
Regardless.
let's calm down. But yes, I do agree. I think
This is
Cggg...
your last day.
Yeah.
This is their last day, and I think they are very well set for the grand finals,
Yeah,
right? This is just all for glory. And speaking about Cggg, once more has the most revives per person the entire knockout stage so far. 24 in comparison to Razor in second with 15, Abe in third with 14.
That's crazy.
That's a lot for 2 of our accused players to be in the top 3 as well.
I mean, the fact that one more is the top reviver, he's also the sniper of the squad. He's the guy who's kind of like backing everybody up. And, you know, there's a reason why his name is One More, right? Because every single time he finds a knock, he's always out there looking for one more. And usually, he finds one more.
I mean, he's already done that today, hasn't he? Like,
Yes,
we've seen
yes.
him get some amazing clips already. So, Cggg, biggest contenders, but again, fire in their hearts. Well, how about EXPS Esports? Because that's also been a major contender last week, but they sort of petered off today.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to sort of come back up? Like, maybe their coffee's taken a while to sort of kick in here? Like, what's going on with EXPS?
It's definitely the slower day. I
Yeah.
think this is the slowest day in it compared to the last weeks, right? Last week they clocked in more than 100 points for both days, but today doesn't seem too good. But I think for them it's fine. You know, they are still in contention for first place. They still have tomorrow to play, so today isn't too big of a deal. If they can hit just like 70 points, I think they tie themselves with Buriram anyways.
I think that's actually going to be a pretty good outcome.
And at the end of the day, it's a kind of team that works really hard when they're hungry, works really hard when their backs are up against the wall. Right now, they have already secured week 3 for themselves.
Yeah, like
they're not really going to get a bonus with extra points. So they're like, chilling all the way through. They can not show up the whole day and they'll still make it.
As long as Dew gets paid with MVP money.
Well, I think it would be pretty devastating if Dude doesn't get his MVP. Like, another team slips in, takes that away. I think that's when he turns around and says, guys,
there are a few contenders, right? Loud has Magic Squad has GU. You know?
GU, yes.
I believe Cowan is also on the list. I think
A lot of people are on the list because, you know, it's behind him is just 2.
We have three players with 2 MVP titles.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So technically 3 contenders.
Yeah, so, I mean, people are close, but it's going to come down to whether or not they actually can get close enough.
I wonder if there's
to
a
compete with
tiebreaker
Dew.
rule for MVP. Like, what if 2 players got the same amount of amount of times as MVP?
Yeah.
What's going to be the tiebreaker?
It's going to depend
Yeah.
on which team takes the final boost.
Last placement in the last round.
Yeah, last place.
Place the last.
That would be devastating.
Well, I mean, that is actually something that is happening with the real tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So, play your best in the last round. Don't mess up on the random map. Just be prepared, I suppose.
PE Sports is looking to break away from the bottom 6 using this next game.
They're so close, too.
Regardless of what happens, unless they too soon, they are going to break out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
AJ, you've got the numbers. How far away are they from actually breaking into top 12 right now?
2 points.
2 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's Furious Gaming in front of them. So Furious Gaming hasn't been very furious. So it's going to be pretty decent.
Devastating as well for them.
Easy.
I mean,
Easy. Fighting words from the man that's not playing.
honestly, I mean,
I called it out at the start of the day. I said today's going to be the day of PE Sports. And they're already the 2nd best performing team. They're not too far away from Cggg. And even they are confident. They're like, we are definitely getting into the finals.
even today
Well, they
is...
said 80%, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
80%.
today is like the
Humble.
slowest day for Furious Gaming. They not today, sorry, this week. Because yesterday they only got 20 points.
Yeah.
You compare it to day 1, right? Day 1 they clocked in at 99 points. No, week 1 they clocked in 99 points in total. Yesterday they only got 20.
And they should have gotten 70 to match up to week 1. But it
So that's kind of like the fall off moment, right? Like yesterday was the beginning of the end.
So if you're
Yeah.
Furious Gaming, what
Yeah.
would be the best case scenario for them if we get the random map?
I mean, 2 booyahs in a row, regardless of the maps at this point.
Because Furious need to get as many advantages as possible. Like map-wise, what is their best map?
Bermuda and Purgatory.
Purgatory, unfortunately, is not their best map. Their best map is Nexterra.
Oh,
So
it is
this
Nexterra.
Yeah, but
Which is
it's-
surprising, right? Because you see like overall performance, Bermuda, they actually didn't do that bad also.
See,
This is a tricky one.
Here's the
So-
thing for Furious. I think this is something that I called out on the first day of them
Woo.
playing. I said this was going to be a hot team, breaking out of the gates. They're going to be explosive, but they're not going to be able to keep that momentum up. And the momentum hasn't been going up. In fact, it's been going down,
Down,
a little bit lower every single time we've spotted them. And today has been their worst day of play ever since they showed up. Now, if things are gonna really change for the squad, I really don't know what can actually help them because it's the final 2 games for them. And tomorrow, if you look at the possibility of MIBR, teams like All Glory as well as Hotshot really hustling for the top, I can see that happening. So
Yeah.
either way, they are in a lot of trouble. They need back-to-back booyahs. If possible, for their sake, some record-breaking booyahs.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess another best case scenario, the chasers getting obliterated tomorrow. But that's you're basically putting.
You're asking
you're-
for a bit too much,
Yeah.
Daddy.
That's why. That's
you're
like that
asking
is
for a
the
lot.
absolute best case scenario
Yeah.
if they just decide to drop the ball for these last 2 games. So
Yeah.
it's out of their hands if they leave it to that. Nobody wants to have their fate out of their hands. So let's see if Furious Gaming can kick it up a notch, get these points, and hopefully put themselves into a safe level before they end their tournament run here, because we might not see them next week.
Let me put this into perspective, right? Hotshot, as of this moment, and Hotshot's not playing. They will be playing tomorrow, 6 matches. And Furious Gaming does not play tomorrow. They only have 2 more games left. And Hotshot, as of this point, is 14 points behind them. I know Hotshot can get more than 14 points
they
tomorrow.
can. Yep.
The Pakistanis are going to be explosive tomorrow. So Furious, they've got 2 chances and they need to run. They need to run as fast and they need to run as far away as they can from the bottom 6, or else it's goodbye.
Craziest thing is that this could be the first time in recent memories, in recent years, that Pakistan makes it to a grand final.
Oh, yes, yes.
Which is going to be a big moment, honestly,
Historic,
right?
yeah.
For the
Historic.
region, yeah.
Like we
And I
had-
love it, yeah.
We had that for Philippines last year.
Yeah.
That one was historical for MCPS, but
Correct.
this one is for an entirely different region, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we've not made it to world stage before. We just didn't have that sect of our region make it. But this one
Yeah.
is a full region, so Hotshot has a good chance tomorrow, especially when they get to observe what is going on today, right? We
Correct.
see the dynamics between Group C and Group B. They get to prep for the teams from Group C.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're flying into Nexterra, our 5th map of the day. Who's going to be getting that booyah? And most importantly, are the teams that need these points, will they get those points? Because they are now running out of time. We are dead center. And look at where that high tier loot zone is.
Osaka is going to be smiling year to year. This is their drop spot, but they could also shy away from greatness here by flying away from this high tier loot zone.
This is a big deviation from what we know from Osaka. Expand. They are going to be Poco stars very early on.
Ooh, C Triple G are going to be going in. And
Oh.
RRQ.
Good decision. I mean,
Okay.
Osaka, they saved themselves so early. They're like, nope, we are not going to go to our comfort spot. It is going to be hunted down. And they sure as hell were right.
I kind of hope RRQ don't run into
Oh,
C Triple G.
man.
Oh.
Goodbye, my friends.
First blood, lost 21, picking up the first blood for the round.
I swear I thought you were going to continue my song. You are not the one, Danny.
No,
You are not the one.
I was about to, but
that's why Shalini's the one.
it's
You
hard
are
to
not
die.
the one.
Honestly, we had to sing that for choir back in school. Like,
Oh, really?
Yeah, like what, Westlife? Or some
I
classic.
have no idea who sang it. It was just a good song.
Oh, come on. You are not the one
No.
either.
Seriously. I am not a fanboy for bands or whatsoever.
Okay, the
I just
song-
know good songs and it just sticks into my
The
head.
song is called Seasons in the Sun, AJ.
Seasons. We had fun. We had something.
We had joy.
joy.
Close enough, close enough.
The desk is in shambles, just like how this game might potentially be.
Hey, Expand's hot, man. They started off with 2 eliminations, and that's exactly what I want for the squad if they want to make it into top 12. PE
Oh.
Sports, they cannot afford this. They're going up against EXPS, who has been desperate to show up the whole day. From up top, great gun, don't cry, P90, best away, Tatsuya! 180 and he gets it!
Oh, he needs to finish off Judo. He couldn't
Can he
confirm
finish?
it. Can he get this against Gasper? Runs out of finish! Had to reload at the last second. And the XPS gets to walk away with the full squad intact.
Come on, EXPS, not now, not like this.
Oh,
Narrow!
P
Ow.
Esports, 11th
Oh, that
place.
reload. That reload. He didn't have enough ammo for the finisher.
Furious Gaming on their knees, crying at this point of time, praising EXPS, thanking them.
What a turn of events. Another team that potentially is at risk tomorrow is also GOW, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
We say that, okay, they've gotten some decent points today, but it's not to a point where Hotshot cannot overtake tomorrow. Even when you look at, by the end of yesterday, Hotshot are not that far behind GOW. So again, this is another team that is at risk. RQ did have one member getting knocked down. Speaking of GOW, they're about to fight WAG.
Expand currently holding on to the 11th spot with a total of 139 points. No booyahs to their name just yet, and they have a positive start. Next Terra has not been very punishing to the team of Expand. If they can keep this up, get into that final circle, they might just be able to guarantee themselves the top 12 even today.
Ffws Gaming actually wanted to go for the rush. There's an isolated member of CGGG. It's on fire. If they can get him out, that would be great. Peter is on the other side of the map, finding Abe instead. On fire with the movement. This guy is just literally moonwalking. You can't really find him. On fire now, finds himself outside of the compound with a
one
grenade launcher, trying to go for more. Gets blown up in the face. Della not taking any prisoners, but one more has shown up on time. Finding 2 in a row. This man is an animal.
On fire, gets that double knock, but he himself down on the ground now. The rescue is there. Furious Gaming, unknown out of the equation. And Bad follows suit as well. One final survivor from the side of Furious Gaming. Let's see if or not he can make it out of here.
Yeah, Koski will also receive assistance, so at the end of the day, I mean, one more, he is landing these snipes from 10 miles away. Nico is not in a good spot.
Furious
Gaming. Dash is a 1v2.
That's
Nico,
it,
his backs are turned. This could be it, Furious Gaming.
This was supposed to be their map
This
as well.
was supposed to be it. They got nothing.
And that's what happens when you're spending too long on your knees, thanking the other team for taking out those who are pursuing you. Furious Gaming, a little unfortunate, but CGGG was never going to lose that.
It's not a little unfortunate. I think that was massively unfortunate. They really needed some of those shots to connect. They didn't get the full connection, and they weren't able to punish as CGGG tried to go for some of those pickups as well.
So I guess we can sing it for them now. Goodbye, my friend.
They've got one more round.
What?
One
Danny, you
more
did not do that
round.
again.
One more round.
Two
Come
times
on,
in a row.
Give them a chance. No, I'm not going to sing them out of this tournament until they are out.
Oh my.
I don't know the lyrics though. So
That's oh my god. Can't believe this is happening live on the world stage.
Jeez.
You don't continue my songs, Danny.
If you ever need a demolition person, you can just ask Caramel. Can't believe you guys do not know about Westlife. It's my mom's favorite boy band.
Okay, here's the thing. I do know Westlife, but I legitimately do not know what song you guys are talking about.
That was one of their classic songs. Come on.
We'll talk about this after the broadcast. I'm actually uneducated here.
Caramel is a
Glue wall destroyer.
Yeah, demolition specialist. But I just have no idea how in the world he has been doing all of that, right? I mean, those glue wall melters that he has been working thus far have really been hitting the mark.
RQ is under the bridge. Is
Like
it just
patrol?
Abe?
Oh?
Did they not see
Did
Abe?
you see him?
No.
He's coming out. Oh,
well.
he revealed himself. Abe.
That's it.
Didn't get the shots that he wanted.
Yeah, man, he was kind of naked. He had nothing to his name. So Loud picks up the 5th point.
Well, at least RRQ know roughly where Loud is, so if they want to attempt to dodge, they know roughly which direction not to go.
This is a rough one. If GOW has to either win this or get the hell out of this area, because they cannot afford to get wiped right now. Now in the 5th round, the second last round for them, Clooney is going to have his access blocked off. They can try and backstab him, but finding no secure, that is not good news for GOW. Bring in more firepower. And Izagod is desperately trying to get some sort of an initial knock, but it's going to start to get flanked as well by WAG, who takes the fight straight to their faces. Izagod the first to go, Cyrus winning that one. Di Kwang a bit late to the party. There's 2 members of GOW down. Volley the third to go. I think this could be the end for GOW.
Both desperate to get this victory here. It is the last day of play for both of them, and GOW is going to bite that dust if they don't make it out. A double drop off and Krillin out, and they bought themselves a lifeline. Di Kwang, can he pick the hand up? The answer is no. GOW is out, and that
painful.
might not just be from this lobby.
Man, Hotshot literally saying a prayer. This turn of events, it was Furious Gaming taking a steep dive. WASK continues to have nothing going on for them. And then GOW getting knocked out this early on. It could not have gone any better. The stars are aligning for some teams.
Exactly.
I can feel it in my baby toe. Pakistan's going to make it.
Oh,
week
gosh.
3.
Very painful statement. I hope they don't hear you.
What?
All right, moving on, we are going to see PokerStars, and we also have a update on these teams so far. CGG leading the charge with 6 eliminations this round and a full roster, followed by WAG and Loud with 5 eliminations apiece. Although down the bottom, we see PokerStars, Osaka, and RRQ quietly biding their time, but all the teams remaining have their full rosters.
Once you see PokerStars, they also started slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
They have actually been pretty slow today.
We talked about how CGG usually picks up an average of 17 points, make that 18 points off of this map, and they're already off to a fantastic start. 6 eliminations to their name. And this is a fair fight for them against WAG, who has currently secured 5, goes fully tagged up with a sliver of health left, gets away and finds some safe haven.
The amount of UAVs flying around in the air as well. CGG getting some free shots on the WAG Cyrus. Trying to outrun the bullets. Nope, not this time. The Sonya actually secured his downfall, keeping him in place for that fraction of a second.
My God, what a spray from Peter, the farmers, the control on the gun.
Like
Unreal,
a
and
hey.
he's gonna get tagged up as well. Thank you for coming, says Peter. On Fire says, you can get out of the lobby right now. Unless they can find a way to revive their players. CGG, 8 eliminations already. You just need to pick up 9 more to just equalize the record they have in terms of average points picked up.
They can't do it in Kalahari, do it in Nextera instead. And the big fight might be brewing. RRQ, Kazu gets to gatekeep 2 different teams. WAG on the east, Loud on the west. Loud is making a move as well, kind of trying to skirt the shoreline, but RRQ Kazu sees them, the binoculars from RRQ Kazu to check out Plazaria as they start to move into the circle. They just need a better space to work with. They might run into Osaka.
At least they managed to get in cleanly as a team. They could have had somebody waiting there to punish them as they come in. So they're going to settle in quite nicely. But the rest of the teams coming in, can they find a place to settle themselves? Because we are seeing PokerStars rather split up as a team. If any of them drop here, I don't think anyone's in a position to pick them up.
Oh, Casper completely surrounded by
Raz.
multiple Poco members. Casper first to drop, actually gets brought back out. Raz might not be that lucky though, needs help from his teammate. Can't find it. Dude secures that one. XPS now having more numbers.
Poco in trouble here. Their team is really split.
Just turn that situation around instantly. Player gets picked right back up. And all thanks to you, they get the drop as well. Poco has got 1 survivor to back away. 18 deer going in for the pickup. Fires!
No.
Down on the ground, and they do get eliminated. But the one final survivor of PokerStars, can he buy the rest of their members back?
Yeah, on the other hand, Loud also in a bit of a pickle against RRQ. Osaka watching this go down. Mexico needs to reposition himself. Lost 21 also does see where Osaka is, but the question is RRQ, how are they going to deal with Loud? Or it's more like how it's Loud going to deal with RRQ, who are taking control of that second floor. CGG are also around.
Oh yeah. CGG might just give one of these 2 teams a lifeline, either RRQ or Loud, depending on who they decide to shoot at.
WAG?
But WAG is going to keep CGG a little bit active and distracted so RRQ can do the dirty against the team of Loud, and the engagements do kick off already. That's really no one that HP has to back away. Mexico going for the push as Kawan finds the knock onto Duts.
And 3 different fights happening on the map right now. C-Triple-G able to find Krillin. That's elimination number 10. Mexico wiping the floor with RRQ Kazu. Finding 9 points for themselves thus far and freeing up the surrounding compound for them so they get to breathe a little bit.
This might be time for Loud to shine after a very explosive start and a bit of a quiet mid-game, but it might be a bit difficult here.
Right out. And it looks like this is going to be devastating for Team Expand. There is a small little gap between the 2 glue walls. Dropped here by Casper. Cobra trying to go for that shot. Inside the circle, they do have an opportunity, and Stop just busts through that. Axel drops Casper, but Stop is still raging on. And he tries to take Cobra out of the equation, blocks him in with a glue wall. Expand survives that onslaught.
Osaka's coming though.
I mean, he's still got the knock, right? So Stop is doing everything right, but Osaka here to pick it up, get the scraps for themselves. So to get rid of Duke. Cobra actually finds Duke. Coast finds Cobra. Expand just not having a day at all.
Teams have 10 seconds to actually get ready to move. So gentlemen, if these teams get stuck in the compound, they might actually just take lethal damage from this blue zone.
Caramel just got tagged up by a grenade, but instant heal coming through here. Circle starts moving in. Osaka wants to get in first. Loud's gonna meet them halfway through. UAV sent out by Osaka. Big brain moves coming through, and WAG on the right-hand side of this wall is gonna be pretty scrappy. And C-Triple-G just watching from across the battlefield.
And Lau is basically playing 2 different fights. It's a 2-2 split. They got 2 members trying to deal with C-Triple-G and 2 more trying to keep Osaka and WAG away. This means that if any of these sentries fall, this could be the end of Lau. Hope they don't bite off more than they could chew. They do see Cyrus dash shot going wide, but Lost will make sure that he confirms that WAG are out.
Loud's going for a massive round here. C-Triple-G as well. Dew gets knocked down to the ground. Osaka doing them dirty. Caramel, final player here for EXPS. In the meantime, Loud making that final move. Tries to take a step towards C-Triple-G. Instant shots fired from the squad makes them back away. And they're losing a little bit too much of time here. C-Triple-G rotates towards them.
And Loud needs to reconvene with the rest of the team because they cannot take on C-Triple-G. They gotta get rid of Osaka first, and C-Triple-G knows this, right? Kawan is already knocked down. C-Triple-G, they might just go in for the wipeout. 11 eliminations, and they're looking for more drags. He sprayed down Osaka, also taken care of by Peter. Loud wants to challenge him, but Lost 21 just does not have the health bar to even attempt to take on Peter himself. And C-Triple-G, just with the better decision making, is en route to secure the Booyah for themselves. Mexico trapped in a fortress of C-Triple-G players, and he's also gone.
C-Triple-G continues to be the most dominant team out here on Nextera. And one final survivor from EXPS to sort out Caramel from across. And this sniper's not going to help him out just yet. Grenade, a double toss. One bounces off the glue wall. Peter says, hello, dear sir. Drogon in hand is going to be the glue wall on the pop first. And Peter will go ahead to activate that Sonia on Caramel. Waits for the timing. Shots from the back, and C-Triple-G continues to absolutely obliterate their opponents on this map.
Man, the world will know this team. C-Triple-G showing out of nowhere. A staple in the Thailand League, but not really a staple name on the world stage. This is definitely their moment. This could be their year. They might do it for Thailand, if not for Buriram or EXPS. Because when you look at their history, I don't think they've ever been on the world stage. This is their first, and what a debut indeed.
Oh, I mean, phenomenal debut for C-Triple-G. And for them to do even better than their average on a day that truly matters to C-Triple-G, the final day of play, that was the second last game. At the moment, they are #1 on the overall leaderboard, #1 on the world stage. But of course, Group A will want to have to say something about that. RRQ Kazu, there's no way they get to catch up with them though.
No, I think at this point that might just be pretty much it for RRQ to chase down C-Triple-G and also the rest of the teams in Group A, as we're now coming down to the final game here for teams in Group B. So if they're looking for that last hurrah, it's basically going to be that random map. But for some teams, it's just going to be a little bit too late at this point of time. But let's just sort of wrap this game up very nicely in a bow before we head on over to our random map. So what do we feel like was the main reason for success for C-Triple-G? Like, what did they do in this game that more or less guaranteed their victory?
They made the better calls. They were winning most of the gunfights, and overall they are just mechanically outclassing everyone else. I think when we look at the final circle, which we definitely would see on the highlights a little bit, I definitely feel like Lao bit off a lot more than they could have stomached, right? They tried to play this 2-2 split. It looked like it was a great idea. You get to control both sides of the map, but you have to understand if a team decides to rush you down, there is no way you win any of those fights. And that's what we saw. CGG, they realized that most of the teams are on the southern side. We would just attack the checkpoint that Loud formed, and Loud instantly crumbled.
And Loud, of course, got caught off guard as well because they initially wanted to take on Osaka and they were doing phenomenally well against their team. And of course, that was pretty much figured out already from the very start of that engagement because of how Osaka has been performing thus far. But CGG playing the timing so perfectly with the backstab obviously caught them off guard and Loud was punished for that. CGG, they ended the game, I think 15, 16 eliminations plus the 12 from the Booyah as well. What a massive round for them.
Honestly, in that situation, CGG will always win, right? Because Lao only has a compound to work with, and that compound means that they have to deal with EXPS and Osaka. But at the same time, I think that is the best way to approach this final round. You deal with CGG last. They decided to try out a 2-2 split, didn't work out, but either way, they finished third, so it's good. It's fine for them.
Do you also think like the delayed push from CGG also contributed to that? Because CGG, they could have actually just rushed Loud immediately whilst Loud was holding that two-pronged defense. But they waited until that circle started to move. Well, we do have an interview coming up right now, so let's see what CGG had to say after that booyah.
Before we let you dive back into the thrilling of the final game of the day, we need to talk to the winner here first. Give it up for CGG! Congratulations! First booyah of the day. Are you satisfied with your team performance today?
วันนี้ได้บูย่าครั้งแรกรู้สึกพอใจกับผลงานทีมตัวเองไหมคะ
ก็รู้สึกพอใจครับคิวเยอะด้วยมันนี่ครับได้ยิง
I'm very satisfied. We got a lot of elimination. It's very good game.
Yes, and how have you made so many elimination? Can you explain why you play so well?
ทำไมเราถึงได้ elim เยอะจังคะทำไมวันนี้เล่นดีบอกเหตุผลหน่อย
ก็โค้ชบีบมาแบบให้ไล่ยิงครับเพื่อจะเอาติดลีดบอร์ดครับ
He followed the coach command to have many elimination to be in the leaderboard.
Wow, and what is your most favorite character combo and why?
บอกตัวคาแรคเตอร์ที่ชอบเอามาคอมโบกันแล้วก็เหตุผลว่าทำไมถึงเอามาได้
ตัวละครที่ชอบเอามาคอมโบก็มีทัตสึยะอันโตนิโอแล้วก็ซานิครับเหตุผลที่เอามาคอมโบก็เพราะว่าเวลากดสกิลมันจะได้เกาะ90
Tatsuya, Antonio, and Sani, because when you press the skill combo, you will have the grant the shield 90%.
90% of the shield, right? And are you confident that your team can have the last booyah in game 6?
มั่นใจไหมว่าจะได้บูย่าในเกมที่ 6 อีกทีค่ะ
ก็ในฟอร์มตัวนี้ก็ค่อนข้างมั่นใจนะครับแต่ที่แน่ๆก็รอไปดูในเกมครับ
According to our performance, I have confidence. So let's see for the next game.
Okay, so wait and see for the final game. And it's a wrap from my end now. Passing it on to Shoutcaster.
We are almost done here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to roll the random map that's going to be closing out the day. Don't you dare say what I think you're going to say, because I feel like it's going to happen again.
What's going to happen again?
We're not going to talk about that because somebody is trying to bait me. All right, let's have a look at our elimination leaders for the round that has just concluded. On next,
Wagger.
Sarah, got Mr. Wagger's going to be pressing the button for us. It's very, very cute.
Getting the workout
Who is it going to be, gentlemen? It is Peter from CGG.
No surprise right there. I mean, he had a massive round. Loud also went on a rampage, lost 21 in Mexico. You stopped from BXPS, Cosq from CGG, nothing out of the ordinary. And for MVP, of course, this time I've got to give it to Peter, man. This guy shows up in the front lines and just completely bulldozes everyone who tries to fight him.
Yeah, all thanks to the Drogon. He's got the Tatsuya to get into position as well. And worst case scenario, he's got that Sonya on the reset. And since he's already got the Drogon, just makes it so much more easier to continue the fight. Peter was massive in that battle. And of course, this wouldn't be possible without the support from On Fire as well as Cosq with the timely activations of that A124 Force Pop.
Yeah, and I also gotta say that Cosq is, again, one of the best supports we have in this tournament. But you also cannot overlook one more and On Fire. These two when playing from long range are lethal.
Oh yeah,
The snipes that On Fire and One More have gotten for the team, I have completely lost count of how much they have done. 28 massive points for C-Triple-G this game. Lau getting a great 22, EXPS also cashes in 19, and Osaka, wow, not too bad, they got 9 for themselves.
9 points, although I think for Osaka, they basically locked in their place.
Depends on how Hotshot does tomorrow also, right? Because these two are in a rat race right now.
Oh yeah.
True, I suppose. Although I think I'd put my money on Hotshots at this point. But yes, here's the bottom of the brackets here. As unfortunately, PE Sports not able to add any more points to their leaderboard here. And they are now in 13th place with 135 points. They are just shy of Furious Gaming with 139 points.
I think there are some good news for PE Sports. They are still most likely guaranteed top 12. I think there's not enough team that you can knock out from top 12 that will not be playing tomorrow to kind of like keep PE Sports away. So that's good news for them. But that also means that they are not completely in the safe zone, right? Because you have Osaka who can catch up, you have AGG, you have Hotshot. And these teams, we know that Furious Gaming are not too far from the red zone. We know that GOW also are not doing that well. So if 3 of these teams get through, there's a chance that PE Sports might not be one of them.
Yeah.
Disagree. PE Sports is gonna make it.
Well,
I'm talking about possibilities, AJ.
That's all
Based
the
on the
argument.
map.
The counter argument is disagree, they make it. Bang a tree, baby!
And then the last person who disrespected me, like, they got fired, AJ.
Wait, did they?
No, but nah.
No,
About to.
Not yet,
This
okay.
man does not have that
No,
much
but-
power.
but I
it's
think-
okay.
You're not gonna discuss
Okay.
that one here.
Yeah. But I think, in all honesty, I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely have faith that they could make it. But if
Alright.
we're talking about possibilities, then sure, right?
I disagree that the possibility is a possibility.
But here's the thing though. So PE Sports, they got a booyah in Purgatory earlier today.
They did.
So there's a very good chance that we could be seeing, I don't know about a double booyah, but at least a good performance, a good collection of points here for PE Sports, assuming that they actually start off to a good start, because we've seen this team, sometimes they just get ridiculously unlucky, or someone wants to focus them down and they hot drop them, and PE Sports, they just crumble.
Show me your predictions. I just want to see your predictions.
I don't think I have PE Sports, honestly.
What do you think?
People of little trust.
I don't trust teams that don't win consistently.
People
you know?
of little trust.
Hey, Loud has impressed me today. I'm sticking with
Yeah, I'm
Loud.
sticking with Loud.
Yeah, they're impressive. They're impressive.
There's a reason why
But
those
I
3
think
teams
PE
are like at
Sports
the
is gonna
top.
bag the booyah.
Hey man, unless they break into top 8, I'm withholding my support.
You know, they set
Look.
up their own benchmark for themselves. They said they want to pick up a minimum of 60 points. They've achieved that. They've picked up 61. I gave them a benchmark of 80 points.
No, their
they
bench-
haven't met that yet.
Their benchmark is 70 points.
So did they say 70?
Yeah,
Oh,
70.
70-50. Okay, yeah. So they, I mean, according to their math, they need 9 more. According to my math, they need 19 more.
I love how there's different kind of math. There's AJ maths and then there's,
Yeah?
there's PE Sports.
He has higher standards than the requirements of the pro team.
Amen.
Well, I mean, it's good to have high standards, but it kind of depends on who's holding that standard. But the team's getting ready for the final map of the day. We've got Loud on the screen here. The team's just having a bit of a quick discussion before they get ready to jump in. EXPS as well, looking really calm, cool, collected. The team's just chill,
Yeah.
drink some water.
I think so far the teams that PE has ran into in a hot drop situation are not teams that they can't beat.
Yeah.
That's the good news for PE Sports. But the bad news is that if they start running into teams that are just generally better in gunfights, that's where they drop. And it has been the case, and that's what happened on Nextera just now.
Yes.
I mean, which was that fight where they lost to Osaka?
Which
forgot. Was it on Alpine?
could be?
But either way, like when they lost that battle to Osaka, I was like, guys, I've got questions, right? Because they had the high ground advantage, they had grenades, they could have engaged so much more earlier, the circle wasn't anywhere near them.
Yeah.
But they allowed Osaka to survive. So yeah, but if they don't pull something off like that again, they're gonna get to the final circle.
Well, we're going to load the players into their pods. We're going to get them ready and loaded into the aircraft.
No, behind the aircraft.
What do you mean behind?
Underneath.
It's still in the aircraft.
It's not in
Age.
the aircraft.
It's... Okay, where do they sit in the aircraft? Do you think they're under the aircraft?
Yes.
They're in the aircraft.
Look at the aircraft.
It's in the aircraft.
Watch the aircraft.
Go
I'm
on,
just gonna
go on.
quietly watch.
Go on.
I'm watching. I don't know.
See, pay close attention. You see, they're underneath the aircraft.
No, it's in! They get loaded in, AG! Okay, we need to get this man to see an optometrist because
Okay.
he needs glasses.
You know what?
I'm
Both-
just teasing you. I'm just teasing you.
Actually,
Both of you guys are wrong. They're attached to the aircraft.
Yeah,
it's,
that's fair.
it's actually in the aircraft, guys. There is a empty space in the aircraft.
Let's just say it's a very well-designed
Stop.
aircraft. It's got 6
I will
teams on
talk.
each side.
I'm gonna talk to the I'm gonna see the 3D model. The guy that made the model. I'm gonna have a talk with him. Anyways, we're in the game of the Purgatory, and the teams are dropping it. It's not split down the center, but look at these drops. Hello.
Whoa.
I thought RQ was going to double back to Quarry, but they only sent the wings in.
Hold
ESPS double back.
Whoa, what's happening here? Everybody wants to have a little bit of a party, but RRQ only sent one representative into that high tier loot zone. I don't know exactly what's up with that plan, but we're going to see if or not Razor can go and pull out his fist and knock down Genius, who has an AN-44 in hand.
Yeah, beat the
away,
point.
and he doesn't.
It's definitely very wishful thinking. Though, they are very confident that they can take on Was, Genius. What corner's gonna pop? He's gonna time out very soon. Abe just need to hide. There he is. Genius go down. Abe still surviving. Man, this guy is out fighting everyone! But now he gets the reset.
Wow.
WESK wipes out RRQ. Karama actually picks up the last one.
Shocking opening for RRQ. Like, I don't think anyone was expecting WASK to actually get that.
It's a final send-off, right?
I mean, yeah, it's their final game of the Free Fire World Series. And they best make the best out of it.
Nothing
And
to
that's
lose.
a great
Look
start.
at Brasilia. That's just overly populated with so many teams.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for Furious Gaming, this is definitely a scarier spot for them to be in.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they really need these eliminations. Osaka actually needs the eliminations too, so whoever wins here, it's kind of a win-win for either team, but only one of them's going to come out on top. Oh.
Chris on the knock. Osaka's not going to be making it to week number 3 for sure. Furious Gaming might just have a little bit of an advantage here. Or do they have a disadvantage? Because Osaka might want to be making a little bit of extra noise before they do make that exit.
I think they just run. You know, Osaka have already disengaged from this
Ooh.
entire fight. Nico finds the second elimination for himself onto Coast. So that's, again, it's a minor lifeline. WAG decides to pop their head in, so Soidela just did not hesitate at all.
It's a bit of a tense moment here as we now have two teams, WAG and Furious Gaming, poised to go into this gunfight. Although I have to say Furious, they are a little bit split here. Let's see if they actually get the correct angles. Maybe WAG is not going to be expecting the split.
Furious Gaming should have moved. WAG gonna make them regret staying here. Can Furious Gaming
Are they bailing?
pull off a miracle?
They're running around. Okay.
Finds Genius.
I think they fight this.
Farming the team members of Wask instead.
I have a feeling that Furious Gaming will probably stick around to fight this, right? Because you can't really go too far away from where you are. Soidela already knocked down.
Oh well.
As an opening going over, Nico can't find a reset.
Uh-oh, 2 down, Furious
Overwhelmed.
Gaming.
Goodbye, my friend.
I think this is where you run. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good continuation. Goodbye, my friends. This is where you run. Furious Gaming has got nowhere to run, unfortunately, especially for Bad. Up on top of the roof.
I think they got to buy back onto Nico. So, yeah, but Bad most likely will be sold out. And Go sees him. He actually is still trying to pump in some damage onto Krillin. You do have Pocho on the other end. One thing is for sure, FG are definitely going to make it further. Well, Bad is definitely gone. Like that, so that's going to time out.
Goodness me.
You can't heal that. You can't out-heal that.
Dolphin's going in for the confirmation. Changed his mind final second, but at least he gets the loot.
Could be pretty happy with that as well, WAG. Starting off the round with 3 eliminations.
Uh-oh. Now they know where the last guy is. This is unfortunate, isn't it, Furious Gaming?
It is. It is. Oh gosh, this is probably the worst way for Furious Gaming to go out.
Stay safe for 4 minutes. It's going to be a long 4 minutes for
As
him.
he tries to revive the rest of his team members.
Yeah, outrunning a vehicle.
Honestly, if he gets a revive, that's actually not too bad. But
yeah.
The problem is, if he can't do that, revival point is definitely out of the question.
Yes. I agree with that sentiment.
But this is impressive, you know, like the fact that Esteban actually has the highest headshot accuracy rate from week 1. You would think that it's Abe when he had like 36% accuracy rate, and then maybe Wasana, but it's actually Esteban.
It's actually sad that they couldn't make much out of that.
Still watching these two teams.
The WLG are running in a complete opposite direction. So it's fine, Nico is safe.
For now, unfortunately, if Nico is not able to bring the team back, I think that might just be it for Furious Gaming.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this one.
Ooh.
Nuke. Getting nuked there.
I mean, you've got Caramel and Dew on the crossfire setup with snipers. Good luck running away from that.
Yeah, there's no escaping. Lau able to bring back Kao and I lost 21, I think. Esports still continuing the rotation down south, so that is fine. They might run into Furious Gaming.
Well, that's bad for Furious Gaming because they're trying to survive. Pocho. This man, if he sees any movement, I think this man's going to start having a heart attack. And this is going to be the case here. Pocho.
Oh, no.
This might just be it for this man. It might just be it for Furious Gaming as well.
Oh, he brought his teammates back, so just in time, he able to cap the revival point in time before he went down. It's an extra point for PE Sports, but FG continues to play in this game.
Very, very well played by Furious Gaming. Good revival, and the sacrifice was well worth. EXPS, on the other hand, sorry, backing away from Quarry. They don't want to tease WASK. Oh my goodness, they're going to hunt down the babies that were just born out of the skies. Furious Gaming, I don't know how you deal with this one.
You pray. That's what you do.
Oh no.
You pray.
I don't think even God can help
I
you
don't
at
think
this
so
point.
either. I mean, yeah, you're coming back into the game completely fresh, new. You have nothing on you.
Nico returns the favor. Don't Cry brings Nuke back in here. So full squads on the 11. 44 players right back out there on the battlefield as the circle leads us into the second zone.
Pocho actually just going and running into Raz. Oh gosh.
I mean, FG are in such a rough spot.
It is.
This is probably the do or die moment, right? As much as they don't have anything, EXPS is already on the tail. Caught their scent as well. Nico only has minimal resources to work with. Stop doesn't even need to get too close. Start doing Nico. Dual melted just to get rid of any barricade, any protection Nico has. Caramel coming on the flank already. He's gonna receive that elimination on the other end. Where is the crossfire setup? Casper will get the job done.
Unfortunately, Man doesn't get to play the game again. Gonna watch his teammates' perspectives. Hopefully they can try and somehow recover. But, I mean, at this point, it's just hunting season. Anyone sees FG, it's just free game.
Yeah, well, I think free game also is called FG, if you abbreviate it.
Sure.
You are correct, sir.
I didn't mean it like that.
Focus stars on the other side of the body of water. EXPS walking straight in for a free point off of Pocho, who does have a secondary. So
fight back, man! Fight back! You gotta.
How you gonna fight back against this?
You have the sidearm. You gotta do something.
I mean, Casper's got a Mac 10, so Pocho can't do much.
You stick your head out. I think it's over. Oh.
It's not even Casper who got it. It was actually Dew. Well, that's it. That's it for FG.
What a way to go out for FG as well. I mean, they had a very difficult start, and then they tried to recover, but regardless of whatever they did, it just constantly kicked down time and time again by numerous teams.
Definitely not their round. Pajaro, wow, swarmed by GOW. GOW definitely happy with this, right? 3 points already.
Oh yeah. They're the only one on this side of the island, for now at the very least. That could be a great thing or a very bad thing, because as the rest of the teams rotate in towards this next circle, they're going to be smack dab in the middle of it.
Triple G is going to be caught in a fight with PE, and PE instantly just decides to back off, right? They don't want a part of this. They will lose one member. Triple G continues to hold this coastline. There's one PE Sports guy there. Oh, it's narrow. Okay, he's out in the open.
To be fair, I mean, Triple G are literally in no rush to win this game. They're in a position where they're comfortable in the leaderboard. They're not in any danger of losing their place. So they can just sort of take it slow, wait for that late game, leave it to the other teams that really need these points to put that effort in. And I think we're looking at one of them here, Expand. If anything, you kind of want this team to pick up some points to at least finish the day, put themselves in a better position, a more comfortable position, especially for their games tomorrow.
You see the revive onto New K. Hong An will bring it back. It's almost 10 minutes in. There's plenty of squads left.
Oh no.
I think Crime saw that, right?
Crime, do you not?
I don't think he did.
Okay, I'm glad he didn't because I do not want them to start firing against PE Esports. I'm looking for both Expand and PE Esports to be in that final circle. C-Triple-G is going to be a huge threat to both of them in a little bit. WSK, on the other hand, they should stay very, very silent.
Surely Expand knows this. No, now they do.
Yeah, they're going to know for now for
they
sure.
do. They definitely do.
Oh, and the circle.
Oh my goodness.
C-Triple-G do. You
Right.
want this. Yes, they do. How Ang's going to get caught with his pants down. And Nuke is going to have to deal with the whole of God of Wolf. Nero cannot give them that backup. On fire. Go straight out to meet them. And Izagot secures the elimination onto Nuke. So PE Esports in a lot of trouble now.
This is very bad news for PE Esports. And it could be equally bad for GOW. Nero, second one to be harvested by C-Triple-G.
Oh, they have a vending machine.
They do. But do they have to cash? C-Triple-G would definitely want that compound for themselves to get to gatekeep GOW. You can see they're also taking over the bridge just in case.
Yeah, they know, because they know God of Wolf is coming. God of Wolf has to cross that bridge. Otherwise, they're basically stuck in that river and they're dead in the water. So if C-Triple-G can cut them off, that's just going to be some more points to them.
There's a possibility PE Esports is waiting for the circle to close in before they buy their two players back in.
Possibly, yeah.
As Dew finds Lee, Mate India is found by Dew as well. The guy's going for the MVP title this time round. Dew, can he find the secure? Yes, he does. The double for the monster.
The EXPS heating up, clearing out these small sections of the map one by one. So Dew, well, 3 eliminations, 4 for Caramel, taking a bit of the blue, but thankfully for them, this northern side of the map is completely barren.
It is barren, so I think the majority of the teams were towards the southeast and southwest sections of the circle. The top was relatively clear, and teams coming in from the northeast section is also relatively clear. All the action so far is towards the southern side of the circle.
GOW somehow making it onto that piece of land, but one more actually somehow was able to get a knock. PE was staying silent as this is happening because they can't even join this fight. Expand is also on the southern side of the circle.
This is a lifeline for PE Esports. God of Wolf straight up taking this fight against C-Triple-G. C-Triple-G, they do retaliate, and PE Esports just watching all of this breakdown right in front of them, waiting for that opportune moment to strike. Hao Ang, spotted out by On Fire.
Oh, look at that circle. This is terrible for the teams occupying the eastern side because they're going to have to fight each other to safely get in.
UK On Fire doesn't spot the guy as he just passes him by. Stop on the other hand, knocked down onto the ground. It is the one and only Krillin. WHE trying to take out an EXPS, and Loud surviving from the opposite side, and Casper fouled by the RGS out of Kawan.
There's a PokeStar member near Loud also. Loud needs to start clearing out some of these areas.
What?
Taking the long shot, lost. What was that onto Caramel? One more also getting dropped by Izagot. PokeStars gotta stay silent.
Wow.
EXPS actually finished off 5 NKS. Last man on the high ground. Lau should be able to dispatch of him fairly quickly. WAG clearing a path in front of them. They're running straight for the center.
Oh my goodness, look at this party over here.
Oh yeah. Ballsy move, and Don't Cry actually securing the initialization onto On Fire. Cosq drop by D Kwang. C-Triple-G getting the shorter end of this stick here in this engagement. Peter and one more trying to save the day. Peter has got the Drogon, backs away. Outside the circle still, he's losing a lot of health, and he goes in for the pursuit onto Izagot. Takes the corner, walks straight into Wally, who drops him.
Oh, just ambitious move from Peter. That would have worked out if the blue zone isn't taking his health bar away. C-Triple-G still in the game, but I think only with one member remaining. GOW, they needed this round, and they're having a fantastic time. Expand, on the other hand, has to do with Was. Was gets wiped out, but Lau is now the second contender.
Yep. The heal comes through. Axel gets stopped up. Kawan from outside, and Lost finds the first one. Prime MKS down on the ground, and 21 gets the confirmation on him. Lost 21 still on the prowl. Axel right outside. Bison in hand. This SNG should be able to shred the rest of the players from the side of Expand.
This is not going to be easy. Expand, they're all trapped in a confined area. Look at all those ice grenades. It is going to slow down Lau for a little bit. But how long can Expand hold this area? They have to circle with them, and Lau desperately wants to compound, but Expand needs to fight right now, and there's just no chance. Too fast, just completely dies to Frostbite. Expand did not even put up any fight.
GOW out of the equation as well. And Loud is the only team in the next safe zone. 1 more second. The circle starts to move. Everybody needs to hustle. 1 more outside. And he cannot tank this zone anymore. Does have 1 gun on him to play the game of safe place. But right out on top, that bird's eye view is going to keep him company, at least for the time being.
He's tiptoeing into a safe spot. Drops the glue wall. That means that now his position is going to be compromised for sure. This could be the last hurrah. I mean, Lao has the full team available. A 1-3 split. They're sending, I believe, Mexico to the high ground also. 1 more should be able to be cleared up very easily.
1 guy's rotating at the bottom.
So much
many.
more melters, just in case. I mean, why not? 1 more not going down. That's elimination number 10 for Lao.
C-Triple-G down, but Krillin has got the grenade launcher, gets the secure. It's a 1v3 now, but he should be able to get the job done. Krillin knocked down onto the ground, and Loud should be able to secure this. The final booyah of the day is a couple of seconds away, and Ghost the only one in between them and the booyah.
Lao is most likely going to win this. They'll have a celebration, and then people will rate it as a horrible celebration because it's a 3v1. But they're going to claim it anyways. Lao ending the day on a high note. We never doubted this Brazilian team, and they are definitely showing up.
Hey, you doubted because you didn't put them as your top 1 prediction.
No, they are there.
Were they your top 1 prediction? I thought they were your 3rd.
Oh, you mean booyah? No, I mean for me it doesn't follow order.
Let's not be pedantic
follows
about
the
this.
Yeah, man, Danny is so petty.
Oh my god.
You're petty because I don't sing with you, that's why.
They hit the booyah either way though.
Congratulations to Loud. Oh my gosh. I mean, look, Loud deserved the booyah regardless. Some people would say it's boring, but they really put up a fight today. Hey, okay. Sure, yes, they had a couple of games where it was just sort of an but they did have an explosive game today.
Yes, definitely one of the better teams. I rank them top 3 for sure. Their performance definitely, supporting that statement as well. But what can they do when it comes to week number 3? This is something that is going to be in question for sure, because the first 2 days of the competition is not going to be based on placement points at all. Sorry, it's not going to be based on elimination points at all. It's going to be fully based on placements. And the last time I checked, Loud's the kind of team that survives most of the time with their aggression, with all of their elimination points. So they are going to hurt on the first 2 days of week 3.
Definitely forged in fire, right? These guys are trained soldiers, but doesn't necessarily mean that they are good survivors.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all survivors,
I guess
but we survive to
as mercenaries,
different
not soldiers.
degrees.
Mercenaries, there it is.
Mercenaries, yes.
The soldiers would survive.
Yeah.
That is actually not wrong. Getting the terminologies right. Good job.
So finally, after 4 years. WAG though. Unfortunate. And I'm pretty sure they are one of the ones who would say that, Loud didn't deserve it,
I believe
Easy booyah.
it was one of the Thai teams, right? It's definitely one of the
I
Thai teams.
actually think it was one of the Thai teams.
Yeah.
Like, they were very spicy when it came to the Brazilian team.
Was it C-Triple-G?
It's either them or BRU. It's either or.
I don't know. I thought BRU was like pretty tame. Like, they were kind of happy seeing all the clips. I kind of think it was C-Triple-G.
Maybe.
Well, I think we have an interview, so let's hear what Loud has to say.
Amazing performance from every team. But now we have to shine the spotlight to our last and final winner of the day. Give it up for Loud! Congratulations! Brazil is the only region who used the Skylar character. Can you explain why your team used it?
O Brasil é a única região que usa o personagem Skylar. Por que isso?
Rapaziada, acho que tipo assim, cada um com seu meta, tá ligado? Aqui o Brasil nós optou usar Skylar porque tipo tem muito Dimitri e muito Nairi. Aí os caras caem, já usa o Nairi, o Dimitri, pô, tem que pegar Skylar senão não pega kill, né? Mas tipo, eu tava usando Tatsuya, eu gosto de Skylar, pra mim tanto faz, mas estamos adquirindo Skylarzinho pra ver se pega umas killzinhas boas ali.
It's very different region for region, but in Brazil we have a lot of Dimitri, and so using Skylar helps. But we also use like Tatsuya, so for me it's indifferent, this type of personage.
Right. And your team won the last booyah of the day. Are you satisfied with your team performance on day 5 and why?
Vocês fizeram o último booyah do dia de hoje. Você está satisfeito com a performance do time hoje e por quê?
Mano, nós jogou bem, só que a gente perdeu quebra de cal ali, não jogamos muito bem Kalahari, que fechou na nossa cal. Eu achei que dava pra ir melhor hoje, mas tipo, fechar com o Buiazinho é muito bom, que amanhã nós já vem como tranquilinho. Nós já sabemos que nós já passou, eu acho, né? Acho que tem como não passar mais não. É isso, rapaziada.
We played very well today. We lost some calls, especially in Kalahari. But ending up with a Booyah is very good since we know that we are already in the final, so we can play very chilly tomorrow.
Right, congratulations to be in the final as well. And in your opinion, which 3 teams cannot be qualified to the final?
Na sua opinião, quais são os 3 times que não conseguem mais classificar para a final do FFWS?
Rapaziada, eu acho que tipo assim, tem muito time que já tá, o top 18, top 17 é difícil passar, é que eu não lembro agora, por causa que teve jogo hoje, eu não lembro como que tá. Mas se amanhã os caras fazerem um dia de 120 pontos, tem como passar todo mundo ainda, sabe? Mas é difícil, mas é sorte. I don't know.
So basically, we believe that the last 2 teams will not pass since they are already ending the games they need to play. But tomorrow, everyone that plays can have a chance since they can do like 120 points at the same day.
Yeah,
so it's kind of lucky.
Yeah, it's kind of the luck, but you guys secured the final as well. Congratulations on that. And thank you so much for loud.
Salve, rapaziada. Ó, México aqui, como sempre, rapaziada. Fechamos um buiazinho, ó. Hashtag faz o L, esqueça tudo, rapaziada. Vambora.
Mexico here, thank you everyone, do the L, and that's it.
Thank you, Lau. Thank you, Mexico. And that's a wrap from my end now. And another thrilling day of Free Fire World Series. Which team will make it into the final? Stay tuned and find out tomorrow. Back to you, Shoutcasters. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Can't wait to see you tomorrow also.
I love that ending from Mexico. He just like comes in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's like, okay. I mean, I don't mind. I want to see some more Loud.
I'm waiting.
We definitely would see Loud.
Yeah,
that's a
no way we
Well,
don't
I mean,
see
but it's not
them,
like, yeah,
'cause
they
they're
have
playing.
they
They're
have
Group
to
C.
play some. Come on, guys, go work with me here.
I'm just
Okay,
saying,
hold
I'm
on.
just saying, yeah.
No, it's fine. Okay, so
But I'm hoping to see EXPS though. I miss them.
I think we all kind of do, don't we?
Dude's like, okay, come on guys, just catch up. I don't want a free 10,000.
But the thing is, like, do you actually think?
Nobody caught up.
No.
Nobody caught up. Literally.
No?
He slept the whole day and nobody caught up. In fact, he didn't play yesterday. Nobody caught up.
But what
He's, at this point, upset.
Okay, but what's the issue here? Like, let's say, okay, he's playing tomorrow, right?
Yes.
What happens if someone catches up to him tomorrow when he is playing?
Then he'll get the 1v4 clutch, and then he'll get another MVP with another Booyah, probably back-to-back Booyahs, and he'll take away the 10,000.
And the team has to enable him to do that.
Nah, he'll do it himself.
Just do it.
He'll be fine.
Single-handedly does everything. All right, our elimination leader for the round is going to go to Krillin from WAG after locking in those 6 eliminations for the round. I mean, Krillin did a lot of work this round.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, today has been a hot day for him as well. But, I mean, this game, finally, we get to see Lost 21. Talk a lot about Mexico as the and his kind of usage. But Lost 21, you know, back to his old ways.
Does this put Lost 21 on the leaderboard now? Because I swear we've seen him get a MVP before.
Could be 2, right?
So he'll now join the party of 2 MVPs.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Unless he already had 2, and now Dew's like, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's either 2 or 3, right? But I think it's 2. Because I think the only other Brazilian player is GU.
Yeah, I know he definitely had 2. Yeah. So yes. So this is Loud. There's stats. I mean, it was pretty quiet game for Loud, to be honest.
realized
like
that
even the late game.
Drax only had 562 total damage dealt.
Look,
And we still got the Booyah, Husky. We still got the Booyah. 24 points, nothing to flex.
Happy.
But WAG getting the second spot, they'll be pretty decently happy.
God of Wolf, I have to say, will be pretty happy with their performance.
Yeah, I mean, that was the one final push.
That's the last
They
hurrah.
needed it,
Well, that's the thing, right? You got to do whatever you got to do in that last hurrah. So, bottom of the bracket, though, gentlemen, we've got a couple teams here that are not going to be getting any more points for the tournament. We're going to see the overall standing in just a second, and I think most importantly, we've got to look at where the Group B teams are, because they are locked and loaded. They are done for the knockout stage.
Oof, can you believe that? Look at C-Triple-G. My goodness. Well, they're about to break the 400 point, but they've finished their knockout stage games. 376 is still super impressive.
So for Buriram to catch up, they have to score a little under 100 points.
They can do it. Don't
Well,
worry.
they can do it, but the question is like, will they do it tomorrow?
P Esports is in the top 12 alongside Expand. God of Wolf still hanging on for their dear lives.
Oh,
but
man.
unfortunately,
Furious Gaming.
Furious
They're
and WASK, they are out. They are gone.
It is done and dusted for Furious as well as WSK. It was great to see them in the competition, but unfortunately, we do have to move on. Two teams eliminated already. MIBR, AGG, Hotshot. They still do have some sort of a shot. Osaka, on the other hand, they're 32 points away from that 12th spot, so I think it's still alive for them as well.
Definitely doable.
The target is 178 points, right? GOW is not going to be moving from their spot, so MIBR, AGG, they have a very good chance. Even Hotshot, Osaka will need to put in some extra legwork.
A lot, yeah.
All right, we've got our MVP leaders, and as usual, we've still got Dew up top. Nobody has managed to break the 3 MVP mark, but second we have Peter. Next we have Krillin. Dews is still in 4th place, and 5th we still have Ikal. So Lost 21, either he did not get the 2 MVPs,
or
and
he's
only
the
on
6th
one,
guy.
or he's the 6th guy, yes.
Yeah. Peter is killing his 67 eliminations all on his own. If that's the tiebreaker criteria, Peter is winning in everything. He just needs one more MVP.
Yeah, definitely my personal MVP. I think Peter has been very exemplary as to how you take the rush as the rusher of your squad. And most of the time, he gets the job done, right? And, you know, there have been many situations where he has very safely retreated from all of these engagements just to sucker in his opponents to turn those 180s on him. It's really beautiful to watch him play.
Well, I do believe that's going to be the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We've just concluded all the games for Group B, but don't worry because A and C are going to be going head-to-head tomorrow to finish up their last 6 rounds before we see our top 12 teams that are going to make it to the grand finals next week, and also to say goodbye to our bottom 6, because unfortunately not everyone is going to be making it. But Husky, AJ, thank you so much for joining me on the panel. Any final words before we close out the show?
I mean, it's a good showing from Furious Gaming and WASK, right? They have definitely done their region proud. Hope to see them next year.
I can't wait for tomorrow to be done so that we can play some Point Rush in the game of Free Fire on the World Series. But we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. See you there.